The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey, let's go!
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You pink!
Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this glorious Sports Wednesday, July 17th, 2024. This program starts now. What a glorious time to be alive in the sports world. The All-Star game last night is obviously the topic of conversation to discuss everything that took place between the future stars in baseball. And obviously, I'm not going to be the one that is going to do this because I am not the baseball aficionado, although the town in which I hail from, Pittsburgh, has the best baseball player to ever play baseball.
Whoa.
And that was on display last night as the uniforms were crap. I think we all agree the uniforms were crap. Absolute crap. But whatever. You do what you got to do. I mean, they're always going to take shots. I mean, that's just how it goes whenever you're talking about specialty events. It wasn't really the jerseys or the socks. Like Paul Skenes was making this record-breaking moment, historic moment as the first rookie to start in like 29 years or whatever it was. And he had these socks on that just like, he's got massive calves, this guy.
Yes, he does.
And it was like, just like, why is he dressed like that? He looks like a clown show. And this is like a historic moment in the history of baseball. But with that being said, I think the tarps aren't that bad. I actually maybe would wear one of those around town, the color schemes and everything. So I think they're trying to be special, trying to make it special, doing their thing, whatever it was. Fun game to watch. Feels like out of all the leagues, that is a sport where they actually play the sport and they try. Saw a double play get turned by a really good player. It wasn't like a full song and dance like, oh yeah, we did something awesome. It was just like a and we're moving on to the next one. Felt like a great battle, felt like a great game. That's my thoughts. Let's go to the talks table. At Boston Connor, you look fantastic. And Ty Schmidt. Now, Ty, I know you are a massive baseball fan. You have been our baseball guy. You have sat right in there and forced all of us to fall asleep in the middle of an afternoon while watching a baseball game from beginning to the end. You watch baseball. You love the Yankees.
Yes.
Aaron Judge is a guy that you have dangled from for a couple years, like Godzilla off of a building over there in New York. You said this is the guy. He's the hottest he's ever been.
By far.
Best hitter in baseball. The future of Yankees, pinstripes. This is the guy.
Classic.
And if it happens, the next best pitcher in the history of baseball is on his way up. There's a chance that these two titans will collide. The game started exactly how baseball fans wanted this thing to go, right, Ty?
Yeah, pretty much. Got a little, to go back a step further, Cody Johnson.
Oh, shit.
Man. Starting with the national anthem.
Hey, way to go. Hey, Kojo.
Needed it, Cody. I don't know. I don't know why, but I kind of was thinking like, oh no, like what if it's just something down in Texas and he kind of botches this too? He didn't. He absolutely knocked it out of the park when we needed it. Beautiful rendition. So
thank you, Kojo.
Yeah, thank you, Kojo.
We needed it, Kojo.
Great work. So
Actual Cowboy too.
Yeah.
I saw a video on the internet of him and our friend Parker run into each other. Familiar foes here.
Sure.
We're both ranchers. We're both cowboys there. And then Hallie Ray McCollum, who is Parker's wife, walks up. Cody Johnson, as soon as he had
I do, miss.
See, Cody, put the hat back on.
Yep.
And then him and Parker went back some ranch and shit. So, I mean, in Texas, to deliver the national anthem he delivered in the moment in which he delivered, what we were coming off of, which, by the way, we're pulling for. Hey, we're pulling for it. This is a good thing. This is a pivot point in her life. She's going to get for it. Kojo, crush it. You're 100% right. And also, we had the Cowboys out there doing the lasso tricks when they were announcing the starting lineups. I mean, everything that you would want from a Texas-sized All-Star game, you got. I mean, look at those boys roping. There was a couple of them kind of mailing it in a few times.
Light range. You could kind of pinpoint like, okay, that guy's a Cowboy. This guy's a stand-in. This guy's just out there to look good. But a couple of them, They
Pretty good.
Yeah, pretty darn good.
It went.
So all this pomp and circumstance.
We're joking, by the way. Every ropes person was awesome.
Yeah, top
last
notch.
night. They were going foot. There was people doing one of these things,
yo-yo.
and then putting it over top of them. And thought we were watching America's Got Talent right there.
It looked like
Who was it? Mighty Ducks.
Yeah, Dwayne Robertson.
Dwayne Robertson. I was enjoying the shit out of the show.
Me too.
I like that they brought the hats for the little
kids.
Yeah, and they had them run by. I mean, it was Aaron Judge also did that the best out of everybody. So my wife actually noticed it. They're all running out, giving the hat to the kid, and then they would run down, kid would follow. So camera would only get the All-Star, which, by the way, massive moment, All-Star thing. Aaron Judge comes out. My wife was like, shouldn't they let the kid go first? And literally, Aaron Judge comes out, gives the hat, goes, go ahead. And then he falls behind. It was like, this guy.
He's the captain.
This is the guy. Now, Paul Skenes was in there doing that bet.
That's awesome, too.
Yeah, he was doing whatever he had to do, so he didn't get an opportunity. He would have done it right as well. But you're right. All-Star Game seemingly started out beautiful. I enjoyed the program, for sure. I enjoyed the show.
Yeah, and I think a big part of it is because, like, you really can't sugarcoat it. It's not like the Pro Bowl. It's not like the NBA All-Star Game. Like, a game of baseball is a game of baseball. You can't really,
care.
Yeah, exactly. And
it seemed like the players cared.
And I think for something like this, when you play this many games, like these guys are so used to playing anyway. So like being able to be on the field with other guys who you respect and you don't get to see that often, like it really is kind of like a, hey, yeah, like we have to go out there and we have to play, but at the same time, like this is fun and we can kind of jack around a little bit more because.
But nobody wants to get yommed on.
No, absolutely not. But I think that is part of. So like to go back to Judge versus Skenes, like.
Let's go back to that. Yeah, what happened? So what happened in the first inning? How did it go down?
Got a little testy there. I got nervous because Skenes made quick work of Stephen Kwan and Gunnar Henderson. And it was like, oh, great, here we go. He's going to go 1, 2, 3. We're going to be deprived of like the one thing that everybody really wants to see. And I don't know if this is true, but in my opinion, it kind of seemed like it. I think Skenes kind of pitched around Juan Soto a little bit. Juan Soto has led the MLB in walks like the last 3 years.
First pitch, 94, low.
Exactly.
Called strike, though. He's dancing with the strike zone.
Yeah, exactly. Well, just I think the idea was like, hey, I could burn 3 right down the middle, and we'll see. Maybe he grounds out. Maybe he gets a base hit or whatever. But I think in his head, he was like, you know what? I do want to face Aaron Judge. Soto's got great discipline, so I think he knew, like, pitches like that, like, he's not going to chase these. We saw a couple good splinkers there that made him look kind of silly, but then Soto ends up getting walked, and I do think.
Well, I think it's an important thing to go. It gets full count, right?
Yes.
I think it ends up getting a full count.
Correct.
If I did, right here, it's 3-2.
Good pizzazz.
Yeah, Soto, great. He's celebrating his good eye, but then this pitch right there, like that could have been a strike.
Crossed him up a little bit. You can see he kind of Contreras is expecting a pitch almost right down the middle and is a little inside. So I don't think he was necessarily ready for that. But I do think Skenes
threw the pitch like, okay, this could be a strike, it could be a strikeout,
right?
Or it could be a ball we get walk in. Everybody in baseball gets to show that they want to see.
Exactly.
Because where he puts this, I mean, if you look at the last 2 strikes, same exact placement on the box on the bottom, though. It's like he's spraying the outside of it.
And the little like K-zone thing they have, yellow is strike. So, like, if he catches that square and frames it, he's probably bringing it inside a little bit. It probably would have been a strike, but yeah. I think
and Skenes would have won 1, 2, 3. By the way, in the All-Star is the first rookie. It's just absolute stud.
Yeah,
exactly.
Absolute
catch
stud.
the damn ball.
Contreras.
but I also do think, like, Skenes is a competitor, and I said this yesterday, he knows how good his stuff is, and he wanted that challenge. It's like, you know what? This is the All-Star game. This isn't like we're here to give people a show, essentially. Like, they want. So Juan Soto is one of the best players in baseball, so yeah, he's no slouch. But like everyone kind of obviously he can't face Ohtani. They're on the same team, and he already has faced him this year. Like everyone wanted to see Skenes versus Judge,
and we got to see it, baby.
We did,
yeah.
We did. But I think again, this is like the All-Star game of it. Like Judge is trying to hit a homer, and to Skenes' credit, Skenes throws him one right down the cock. Like he's giving him the opportunity. I think we have the clip later where Skenes talks about the at bat afterwards. But like that's why the All-Star game is kind of awesome. He's not like trying to really be like I don't know, like in the zone and pitch to him, pitching away, like kind of keep him guessing. He went right after him. He threw him a fastball right down the middle. Judge tries to hit a homer, and obviously Skenes' stuff's incredible. He kind of gets on top of it a little bit and grounds out. So it's one of those things where you put all this hype into it, and then the at bat doesn't really deliver. But that's kind of baseball in a nutshell. But still, like the way everything played out, I think
it is baseball.
I think it was a massive success for the MLB. And then we talked about it yesterday. The Pirates go to New York later in the season, so it's kind of just like a little taste. Like, I'd love to see Skenes throw 7 innings against the Yankees and see Aaron Judge get 3 to 4 at bats against him, where it's not just like.
I like seeing him go 9 innings, back to back to back.
Me too. Me too. I'd like the Pirates to kind of.
I'd like to see him go 27 straight innings against the Yankees.
That'd be awesome.
With 20 strikeouts.
That'd be incredible.
Straight through.
That'd be incredible.
Because there is a chance Paul Skenes gets there. He looks around and he goes, yeah, this place
I'm supposed to be
I'm pitching all these games.
Is my apple.
I've decided, the big apple's Paul's apple all of a sudden. We just got word from, I believe, Paul Skenes directly. He was trying to strike out Soto.
Was he?
He said,
Okay.
that's literally the message we just got.
I was trying to strike
from the people.
I wanted it.
He was trying to strike, which he did, I guess. But then going to Aaron Judge, it's like, in his eyes, he had to have heard. Now, granted, we just got that message, like literally as you're speaking about that thing. So he heard the noise about him and Aaron Judge too.
For sure.
I would have loved to have been, whenever that ball was called, and then all of a sudden you look over and there's Aaron Judge coming. It's like, okay, well, here's the show. Paul competitor.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
Like, that is the thing. They were telling his story a little bit more, and he has sat right here. And literally, we got a chance to chat with him a few different times, and he's awesome. Like, he is just like seemingly, well, I think, and you saw his girlfriend, Livy Dunn, she can date whoever she wants. I think Paul Skenes is probably a hilarious human being. Like,
I would assume so.
I would assume on the day-to-day, he is a hilarious human being. When he's a rookie right now, though, okay? He's got a lot of hype on him, has a little humble, and the guy wanted to be a fighter pilot.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, like, you're talking, like, the guy wants to be, I think, just like, we're not causing any issues here. Interviews, we're doing this, we're moving along, trying to get better, trying to work. I think he is a perfect person to potentially become that. They were telling a lot of stories about him last night, and I feel like we have done a disservice in talking to him. So I guess allegedly there's a chance he was too big to be a fighter pilot.
Without a doubt.
He thought he was going to be, wanted to be, still wants to potentially go back and do the entire thing. That was like his dream to do it. He's a catcher, like being an athlete, wanting to be a fighter pilot. So think about like the mentality of a guy who wanted to be a fighter pilot, who played a different position, wasn't a pitcher, wasn't kind of cradle, like, because pitchers and quarterbacks, right, are kind of like, especially high end.
Yeah, like the studs like that, for sure.
So he's catcher, wants to be a fighter. Like, the dude is the perfect person to seemingly go. And Aaron Judge seemingly is the perfect guy for it as well. I think what we saw last night is the future of baseball is beautiful. Let alone you think about Shohei.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Shohei. Hit him. Juan Soto's 25. Like, he's a young guy. Like, it really is. And again, like, it's cool because you see, like.
Hey, how about baseball?
I mean,
what is this all about?
That is one thing. That is one thing that I will say about the MLB. Like, if you're a fan, I mean, it doesn't mean anything. Like, they used to try to do where the winner of this game would get home field advantage for the World Series. So, like, they played it like a normal game. And like, if that was the case, like, who knows? Like, Skenes may have pitched 3 innings last night because like you're legitimately trying to win because that's a major.
Yeah, because the Pirates have a chance to be there.
Exactly. It's a major advantage, if you get the World Series. But they always do the All-Star game right because it's the best players, and again, you can't get up there and you got guys throwing 100 miles an hour, so like you can't just like go up and half-ass
75%.
Exactly,
because now you're throwing BP,
right?
And then this game's actually never ending.
And then you look like an asshole because you give up 3 homers to 3 of the best hitters in baseball.
Well, hey, baseball, thank you for last night.
Good work, baseball.
That was awesome. Baseball. That was fun. I'm not a big baseball guy. I was 100% tuned in because Paul Skenes is a Pittsburgh Pirate.
Without a doubt.
And Pittsburgh is all the way back behind baseball. Tone Diggs is one of the only humans I know that chose baseball over hockey in Pittsburgh during the duration of our lives because my entire life, the Pittsburgh Pirates have sucked and the Pittsburgh Penguins have been good. Tone always been Pirates guy, Pirates guy, Pirates guy. Pittsburgh used to be a massive baseball city, would be a good baseball city.
Yeah.
Blue-collar town,
great park.
has an incredible park. Yeah. People have gone to games just because the park is nice, never expected the Pirates to actually be good. But now they got a guy that they respect. He's a fighter pilot. This guy, he's got a mustache. Q Country Roads is a hilarious move by him, especially with Pittsburgh, West Virginia shit. But like that song being his song, like Pittsburgh people were like, this is our guy. And he has a little pizzazz. He has enough humility, and he's got the shit. Now, the big question is there any chance he's not a Yankee someday?
Yeah.
Because that's Pittsburgh Pirate baseball.
Dodger.
And it feels like the Pittsburgh Pirates fans think that this guy is going to be the one that's going to bring the Pirates back to not being a minor league team for the good teams. And that's why, I'm good. I'm paid attention to this. And I'm happy. Shota, he pitched last night.
Yep.
It was like I started seeing people I know. It's like a younger generation. It's like, hey, baseball might be Way to go, baseball.
Yeah, all the way back.
Way to go, baseball. And it's all because Cody Johnson. People forget now.
That's right.
There are quarterbacks and teams. The Houston Texans are reporting to training camp today. Congrats,
Wow.
CJ.
Big day. Go get him.
Check into the dorm, boys.
Yep.
You get to. Remember, you don't have to. It seems very early. Quarterbacks are reporting for the Kansas City Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes had this to say yesterday about something he brought to training camp for the first time.
This is my first year I'm bringing a TV.
Whoa.
So I haven't brought a TV ever before, but NCAA came out, and I'm going to have to turn it on. So
NCAA.
I brought a TV for NCAA and the Olympics. So that's my first year of doing that.
NCAA 2K25 college football 2025. He's saying the same thing we're saying.
Yep.
Shout out to you, Pat. I love what you're doing. First time bringing a TV, obviously, is insane to me because my room had a TV in it every single time.
Sure.
Now, that's strictly because I didn't have as much shit to do as everybody else. Certainly nowhere near as much shit to do as a quarterback, but literally every other position had about 1,000 times the amount of work that I had, and I just try to bring good vibes.
Great vibes. You always did.
Yeah, they put me right off the lobby. So, like, when you come back into the door, my room right off the lobby, and it's like, boys, welcome back here. TV on. We got some brownies over here if we need it. We got some music going over here. Not everybody was always thrilled.
Sure.
You know, there were some offensive linemen walk by, told me shut the fuck up.
Makes sense.
Hey, bro, hey, you got it, man. Hey,
That's their game.
No problem. Hey, Michael Glenn walked by with an ass slap. He's miserable. This guy. And then I see him the next morning. I say, yeah, boy. Hey, all good, bro. We're here for another 2 weeks.
Go get him.
Yeah, we're here for another 2 weeks. But him saying that he did it for NCAA and the Olympics is beautiful.
Love it.
Which brings me to 9-year NFL vet, one of the biggest brains in football. D-But, seems like you're a little bit more rested than you were yesterday.
Yep.
How's our NCAA 2K College Football 2025 team doing? And were you up all night recruiting? I cannot believe that this is what you guys are choosing to do after learning more and more about this game. There's a couple people in this building who have turned on this game because of the amount of recruiting and bullshit that you have to do to potentially get your... I'm just reporting what I'm hearing from you gamers in this
The
thing.
hell?
Bruce.
Oh, okay.
Bruce is over this whole thing. How was your night last night? How's the game? And what do you think about Patrick Mahomes changing something up for the first time?
You know, first night, had to pull the all-nighter, had to go all into the games, you know, see how many different features, different things. Last night, didn't spend as much time. And what I realized is it's going to be a long season for these boys this year. This new playoff format, it's going to be a long road. I had a heartbreaking loss in my conference championship game, ranked 4. I wanted to bye week to Utah.
Go Utes! Go Utes, baby! Go Utes!
Second time seeing the Utes, lost to them by a point. Still made the playoff. Got another playoff game. So now on my road, I need to win 4 games if I want to get that natty. And that's tough at the end of the season. But once again, still a great game. Played my first online game last night. 0-1. I got to figure out some ball security because that hit stick is a weapon. I had 9 turnovers. Nine turnovers.
You had 9 turnovers?
I almost quit. I almost pulled a bruise.
So what do you do? So you got practice the next day? Like we're doing ball security the next day? Like are you old school? Are you Bear Bryant here now? Because you got to run. And are you going to re-recruit? You going to kick some boys out, pull some scholarships?
Yeah.
I tell you, it was a long one. So I just gave the boys the day off. Next day.
Oh, no. No accountability.
Hey, we all got to walk this
program.
away and get back. I also got a couple offers out there. Got 2 OC offers and the head coach job offer from West Virginia and Pittsburgh.
Wow.
So both teams are trying to obviously pick up their offensive production. But
we hold on to the ball over there.
Yeah, with double G.
We hold on to the ball.
But yeah, we got to figure out what's the button. Is it R1?
Yeah, R1.
Okay, we got to figure out.
And to punch it. And to punch it.
We got to figure that out.
For those who don't know, we're talking about NCAA 2K College Football 25.
Hey, wait, real quick, but something in your world.
Yeah.
And it's something we've been missing for a long time. Those hash marks in college.
Wide.
When you kicking these field goals, you know, little chip shots inside the 10, 12.
Thank you.
And you're on that right.
Believe me, I've missed a couple, yeah. I've missed a couple big ones. Yeah. There's no room. People talk about you missed a short one. It's like, well, in college, yeah, I'm hitting at a side of an angle. Harder technically to kick in college than in the NFL.
Oh, yeah.
Don't have a professional long snapper. Don't have a professional holder, although mine were great. And also the hash marks are very wide.
Man.
And it's like everything about it in college is much harder than it is in the NFL. But I like the fact that NCAA 2K College Football 25, they said, we're going to make kicking hard because kicking isn't easy. Kicking is very difficult. And now you got, I think, a lot of people that are potentially losing games. I think you had to hit a massive one last night. You said you celebrated in the apartment.
Oh, yeah. I stood up. I think I woke a couple people up. The Utes were down, by 1 against D-Butch's Colorado team. Drove down the field. Cam Rising. I mean, the guy can spin the rock and, 42-yarder. Needed to have.
You're talking about the pig farmer?
I'm talking about the pig farmer. I mean, the guy just knows how to ball. And granted, Dutch Danger gave the team quite the speech right before the boys went out to.
So you got to type up that speech or what?
Oh no, I got a mic in my on my controller, and I'm just yelling into it right before the team runs out. So I'm kind of just telling them like, "Hey boys, we need this one here. Okay, we can't just go into Colorado rivalry."
And are you looking around the locker room to see who's not bought in? Because what if the boys aren't paying attention? They're pulling their scholarships.
It always starts with eyes on me, eyes on me. just so they know, like, hey, we need to be looking so you can hear what I'm saying.
You guys taking a knee or are they standing?
Oh no, they're all taking a knee because they need to really take it.
When
all
are we praying? Are we praying?
That's pregame and sometimes halftime if we need it, depending on how the first half goes. Like to D-Butt's point, if my boys are running and they don't cover up the ball and I'm fumbling, halftime we're saying a prayer. And by the way, if you fumble, you better as well just pack your bags, enter the portal now.
But drop the ball, you run a mile, Petey.
Yeah, but the kick.
How many feet are in a mile?
Yeah, 5,280 feet. But
and you're going to run every single one of them until you learn not to drop the football.
But even the computer, like we're playing on Heisman, and the computer is missing from, and that never happens.
Never.
They're missing kicks from the half mark.
They're making it more realistic.
Oh, it's very much more realistic.
And by realistic, I mean it's not like you're actually kicking, but the difficulty is like a real thing.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it's just like, I don't know how. I get so nervous for every college kicker that goes out there because I've obviously missed massive kicks, and I know exactly what happened immediately afterwards and what their life could be in that whole thing. But it's just all of it. Like you're not a professional. Professionals miss.
Yeah.
You're not a professional, and like, are what you're working with good? Like snapper holder, everybody just assumes good. It's like if that ball is leaning just like that much, that's a miss for a righty. Like that's a guaranteed miss, and that's happening all over the place. Nobody knows about it. Nobody cares either.
No.
Nobody cares. It's like make the kick.
Yeah.
Jalen Milroe just had to run 85 yards. Okay, he's exhausted. He got hit tackled 10 times. You get to trot your little ass out there, make the kick. It's like, well, there's a lot that goes into this, and also, holy shit, I gotta.
Yeah.
So I like the fact that it's like your heart.
Those crowds get loud.
Yeah, because the screen is shaking, and like the kick that we just showed is in the game. But remember that I think it was Evan McPherson, Florida against what was it, LSU or Tennessee, and he hit one like a buzzer beater. Like I'm thinking now of college kicks that were made in real life.
How hard?
And I'm like, holy shit! How did these kids do this? It's impossible.
Well, I think about McPherson though. He kind of proved to be.
He's a guy.
He is, and Vinatieri even gave him like the
flyers,
the nod of approval even after his rookie year. Like that guy's a cold stone killer. Yeah, which is what you need to be. Sounds like NCAA's got that right. I bet you Patrick Mahomes is going to be very good at that game.
Yeah, for sure.
And also, I like the fact that he said he got it for the Olympics. Any training camp we had where the Olympics was on, a nice little treat. That was a nice little treat. Shark Week was in there every once in a while. Olympics would drop in there every once in a while. Reality show would drop a new season. We can kind of shit watch, binge this entire thing. These types of things get people through training camp. Good luck to the reigning, defending, undisputed back-to-back champs. Will they be the first team to ever go 3 in a row? Probably. I mean, that's how it all works. Joining us now is a man who might be able to tell us a little bit more information, not only about the Chiefs, not only about, kicking, but all of football. This man's been a general manager. He's been a consultant. He's a multiple-time Super Bowl champion. Ladies and gentlemen, friend of the program, Paisan, Michael Lombardi.
Yeah,
Welcome back. It's good to have you back, Pat.
Lombo, hey, it's great to be back. It's great to be back. We appreciate the hell out of you. Thank you for joining us. These GMs playing NCAA 2K football to try to learn the ratings of all these guys so they don't have to watch as much film, you think, Lombo?
I would think that probably wouldn't be a smart thing to do. I mean, it's great to know their names, but I think you're better off just watching the tape. One thing about college football that I think you have to understand more than anything to accurately grade players is the level of competition. So, if you're at Ohio State, I don't mean this in any disrespect to any other team, you want to watch the player at Ohio State play against somebody at Alabama or someone at Georgia because that's the pro level. And it's hard to see that in a game setting. College football is not about how many games you watch. I always crack up when we're around the draft and everybody says, I watched 77 tapes on this player. You're wasting your time. like you're wasting your time. Like, you got to watch the right game, and the Senior Bowl is certainly important, but you got to watch the level of competition because sometimes you're watching a player going against a guy who's probably going to become a lawyer and not an NFL player.
Or an insurance salesman, or literally anything else.
No disrespect to that profession. I'm just saying it just doesn't add up.
Insurance, actually, you get paid forever. It's just like, kind of it's pretty good business. That's why guys get into it. It's a good hustle because you're just kind of getting paid forever. Don't really have to do much. And a lot of people don't even want to call you because you're insurance. So it's like a great business people get in. No disrespect at all there, but it's real. There's only a certain amount of people that are going to make the NFL. It's a matchup film thing you're saying you're watching at college. That's why when Bill Belichick was on with the draft, there was like certain plays. He was like, now this is a play we have to watch because defensive end is going against is going to be probably top 3-round player next year. So this is actually a good comparison here. We got a chance to learn that during the draft. Let's talk now about the NFL in the state that we're in. We just saw Patrick Mahomes checking in. He's got his TV. We got the Texans reporting today. And obviously, this is when some shit, starts to bubble up and we start to see some things that have taken place. Lombo, what are some stuff and some storylines that we should maybe be paying attention to that we're not paying attention to enough?
Well, I think this is when the rubber meets the road here, because I think there's been a lot of quiet conversations behind the scenes about guys who's watched the contracts explode. For example, there's that trade rumor when Aaron Rodgers walked off the golf course and he said, I'm looking forward to playing with Davante Adams again. And that created the stir, which Davante Adams' agent quickly squashed. But there is a conversation that needs to be had between Davante and the Raiders because the wide receiver market has exploded and Davante's sitting there saying, what about me? It's the same thing that I think Matthew Stafford's asking their Los Angeles Rams. Look, I've had a good year. I mean, your guy put him in the top 5 players of the quarterbacks. That's certainly valuable.
That wasn't our guy. That was ESPN. That was executive.
I heard it yesterday. I mean, poor Brock Purdy. The guy averages almost 10 yards a goddamn throw. He can't get any respect.
I'm with you, Lombo.
Dude, what does this guy have to do? It's blowing my mind.
We agree. Hey, we agree 1,000%. It was actually a part of the conversation yesterday.
Once you mention that name, I go off track. All right, let me focus.
But Matthew Stafford, hold on though. That poll was ESPN asked executives, coaches, and scouts or something like that. I forget who else. And they had Matthew Stafford at 5 overall because I think you're bringing up a pretty good point here because you're saying that there's a chance, and I don't know if it's true. You seemingly know. You definitely know a lot more humans than I do in the NFL world. If Matthew Stafford is looking for more money over there in Los Angeles, especially with the setup over there, him being ranked top 5 quarterback, so at this stage, after winning a Super Bowl, after already having a Hall of Fame career, and if he's looking for money or a new contract, that is certainly something that's utilized in leverage and negotiation, Lombo, behind the scenes?
Well, I think that's what happens once free agency is over. There is always going to be an adjustment. And look, the Rams have a legitimate chance to become a deep playoff team. I know they don't have Aaron Donald, but they've improved their offensive line. But the key to their team is Matthew Stafford, right? They signed Garoppolo as a free agent. He's going to be suspended for 2 games. Stetson Bennett's not going to be able to fill in the void. And when they lost Matthew Stafford for 2 games last year, they weren't the same team. So I think the Rams are smart enough to know they're going to have to make some adjustment. Last year, they tried to move him because they were concerned about the elbow. Was he going to be able to stay healthy? He was for most of the season. But this is a really good player. But I think the market has changed so much, the landscape. We're still waiting for Tua's deal. I think this is what the first week of training camp's all about, is some of the players who have been waiting to hear their name called to redo their deals are kind of waiting for those phone calls to come in, starting with, I think, Davante Adams. I think Matthew Stafford's another player that needs to get addressed. We know Tyreek Hill, and, of course, Brandon Ayuk, who keeps saying he wants to be traded. But, this is the problem with that statement, Pat. We're not the NBA. The NFL is not the NBA. You can't be James Harden in the NFL. You can't say, I demand a trade, and then Daryl Morey will trade you. Like, you could say all the demands you want, but the 49ers aren't trading Brandon Ayuk.
Okay, so D-Butt's going to ask you a question about this, I assume, here in a matter of moments. But there was a scene in Hard Knocks there where the Giants – don't give me a full Hard Knocks answer because I'm excited for the way D-Butt asked you the question, because we have been very fascinated by this. Mm-hmm. And we are very excited for you to kind of give your input on it all. But there was a scene where basically GM says, do we want to go through all the bullshit again with the Saquon Barkley, the public stuff, which leave that exact situation alone. Let's talk about just NFL league-wide. Whenever there is public bullshit and drama, humans in the front office and GM that weighs on them, or are the places that are good, they just, this is a part of the job. Like, because it feels like John Lynch, and also obviously with Bill Belichick up there at the Patriots, you were there, but Lynch has dealt with like this type of drama and bullshit numerous times before. Yeah. They had Jimmy G practicing on another field in training camp. Another field. They said his era was over. Yep. He's on another field so he doesn't get hurt, and we're just trying to trade him, and then he ends up coming back. It's like they deal with the drama in the public. They're not worried about this getting too ugly ugly or too dramatic or too much of a spectacle with Ayuk. They seemingly set in. Why do some teams do that? And then it does seem like some situations, from what we're learning, it's like they don't want to deal with all the drama shit and the public shit.
It's called alignment, right? When you're aligned as an organization, then there's nothing from the outside can really affect you because they can't get to your owner. They can't get to your vice president or president. Everything is kind of aligned. Everybody understands what we're doing. It's not on the same page. Everybody's on the same page. Today in 32 cities, everybody's on the same page, but not all the teams are aligned. Alignment creates the belief that the noise on the outside will never affect us. This is what we're doing. This is how we have to approach it. This is what we believe in. And I think the 49ers are perfectly aligned to handle that situation. Look, the Cincinnati Bengals, you don't think they have great alignment? Mike Brown, the president, owner of the team, he says he's not trading T. Higgins. You could take it to the bank. He said he wasn't trading Jesse Bates. You could take it to the bank. They're completely aligned. And it doesn't matter what the Cincinnati Enquirer writes or what the Post writes or what, any of the insiders talk about. You ain't changing what Mike Brown does because Mike Brown's aligned in what he wants to do.
And those Niners have seemingly been that same exact way this entire time. And we're not saying it doesn't suck for Ayuk. Like I would love Ayuk on the Indianapolis Colts. I would absolutely love Ayuk on the Colts. But it's just like the reality of the situation. Shout out to Ryan McGee. Is like in the NFL, especially in this particular case, the Niners hold the cards for the next 3 years if they want to franchise tag them twice. And it's like that sucks. But that's what happens with a lot of great teams. Is like there becomes too much, too little to be able to give, and then who gets sorted and who's kind of the odd person out. Feels like Ayuk is that, and we don't love it, but it is just this is Niners football, and this is kind of how it's been.
But this is what was collectively bargained. This is what was, and so those tools and that apparatus that has been given to the agreement between the players and the owners and the management level is giving them the ability to have 3 more seasons with them. Now, look, here's the real rub. They don't want to trade Ayuk, and they want to pay Ayuk. The difference here is simply this. He has a certain level of value, and they have a certain level of what they perceive as value. It's called a negotiation, right? And so that's really the rub. It isn't because we don't want you or they don't want them. And all this nonsense about trade talk. Look, the one thing that Ayuk gives the 49ers that they really don't have is as talented as a team as they are, is they have an outside receiver who can win one-on-one, and Darius can speak to this as well as anybody. The definition of a great receiver in the league is to be able to win one-on-one on third down, to defeat the corner you're against. And that's the one thing last year Ayuk was able to do, and that's why he averaged 17 yards a catch.
Hold on. I got a Hembo stat here. Shout out to Hembo, by the way. 81% of Brandon Ayuk's catches last season resulted in a first down or a touchdown. Okay, that's 61 of 75. That percentage obviously led the NFL. So Ayuk knows that. Ayuk knows that. He understands that. He's seeing other wide receivers that he probably thinks, like, is this person as important? And they're getting, and I'm just sitting here for what? And that's why he's angry. And you saying, like, hey, the Niners want to pay him. They don't want to trade him. The issue is the value here. It's like, well, yeah, that's always right. And that kind of, I mean, anybody would take a deal that any team would take a deal that's $1 million for Russell Wilson, right? I mean, in that kind of the whole argument in this entire thing.
Yeah. Well, and then the receiver market's kind of upside down because there's so many guys have gotten paid so much money that it's a hard market to really understand and how to define what is a number one receiver. But the one thing Brendan Ayuk does, if I'm his agent, I'm saying, look, I am the one receiver on this 49er team that can win on the outside. We have a lot of great players, but we control the ball in the middle of the field. It's one of the reasons why Brock Purdy almost averaged 10 yards per attempt. We have great receivers once they catch the ball, yards after the catch. But Ayuk is the one guy who can make a play on his own down the field, and I think we see it in all these things. And the more I watch these reels of Ayuk, I still can't understand how Brock Purdy isn't in a top 10 quarterback because some of those throws are just incredible. We just ignore them. We ignore them like they don't even exist.
But you're right.
It
is phenomenal. It is phenomenal the way they are able to avoid complimenting his greatness, legitimately. And then,
it's unbelievable.
It's not just one person.
It's like it's an agenda that they don't want to give this poor kid any credibility. I mean, I watch quarterback play every day. I mean, it's unbelievable. This kid is really talented, and the throws he makes, the way he works the pocket.
No, that was a check down. Yeah. That was Kyle Shanahan drew that up for
Yeah.
him to check that down. And is that even an important?
That's a layup.
That's a layup.
Jimmy could have made it.
Everyone does
Trey
that.
could have made it.
Mac Jones could have done that for sure. Yeah, that's literally how a lot of people, not everybody, but we're just talking about a majority of people, seemingly, because he was drafted Mr. Irrelevant, the last pick of the draft, people can't get by the fact that maybe everybody was wrong on the scouting process of this particular guy.
Yeah.
And what they couldn't judge was what's in between those ears.
Yeah.
The moxie, and then the absolute cannon. The guy has a cannon. He spins it, puts it on the spot. Now, is it in a good situation? Absolutely. And because it's such a good situation, that's why they have the Ayuk situation. But it's not just the Ayuk situation. Every year, there's going to be something like this for the Niners. Just happens to the great teams. And teams have to see different chapters and different evolutions of it. That's what great teams have to go through. It's a part of the problem of being great. And like maybe they're just going to check out and see if Riley's good this upcoming year. Let Ayuk go to free agency. Maybe they see what it is. But the Niners hold all the cards. I think we all understand that. Ayuk, good luck though. We would like you to get paid. Now, let's talk about a little bit of a different situation that we're all getting to see for the first time. Go ahead, D-Bud.
Speaking of seeing it for the first time, obviously we had Hard Knocks, during the season, training camp, but now we're actually seeing behind the scenes, kind of what you've been doing for a long, long time in the front offices. College scouts talking, pro scouts talking. What's your take on this Hard Knock so far? Because, I definitely have some opinions, but I want to hear your opinion on how Joe and that staff has been handling, and the access. How do you think these GMs going forward are going to feel about Hard Knocks having this access?
Well, I mean, I can't believe the access that we've gotten. I think it's a tremendous show, but I can't believe that the access the Giants have allowed inside their building. For me, it's a little bit of a difficult thing to watch in the sense that the Giants are one of the most historic franchises that I've learned a lot from because of my relationship with Belichick, my relationship with Bill Parcells, and studying the National Football League. When I first started in 1984, the 49ers and the Giants had some similarities in terms of grading systems and all that. What I find missing in terms of when I watch this show is there's no identity for the Giants. There's no systematic, this is who we are. And that started in 1979 when the great George Young came in and said, basically, we are going to create a system of scouting that is going to put a team on the field that has great size and speed. I watch this show and I see a team that is basically every player is evaluated individually. So they're adding talent, not building a team. That's my one concern. The second concern I have, I watched last night's show. Look, to me, the offseason is about you sit in a room as a general manager during the season and you have three things that you're working on. You're working on your team and you have to put together a list. Here's what we must have in order to have a competitive team next year. And those four things are in one column. This is what we need to have a better team next year. That's column 2. And this is what we want to have as a better team. That came from Bill Parcells. That didn't come from Michael Lombardi. That came from Bill Parcells. He was the one that echoed that. And you work off of that list. And when you enter into free agency, you're entering in based on how you've set up your team needs. What do we want to do? How do we improve it? And then you figure out what player you can get that can adhere to those things. And so when I watch it, everything comes down to we can get this guy. Okay, well, maybe we get that guy. And then everybody has a different of opinion. The one thing the great Charlie Munger once said, he said, if you want to make a bad decision, ask a lot of people. And that's what I watch when I see that.
Yeah, so that's what I was going to ask, because to D-But's point, we've never seen this shit before. Like, this is and you're talking about the amount of access. I don't think any of us expected this much intel from an off-season strategy and everything they got going on in the GM's office with his staff, chief this, chief that, high-end this. And it's like they're brainstorming seemingly. So I think we're hearing like a lot of ideas and opinions and everything like that. Does that happen on a right? Like, I don't know what.
No.
Because I watched it.
I want somebody to walk in. I want somebody to walk, hey, this is who we are. This is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to do it. We're going to listen. We're going to spend time in meetings, but this is what we're doing. This is the plan, and this is how we're going to execute. Look, this whole notion, I mean, I almost threw up when he said that, we're paying $40 million to Daniel Jones. We can't pay Barkley. I mean, wait a minute. The Lamar Jackson's making 50-some million. They paid Derrick Henry. Saquon Barkley got the same deal. Oh, what are they paying Jalen Hurts? Like, that's the most ridiculous thing I ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
You need Saquon Barkley because you have Daniel Jones, because you can't put the game in his hands. You've got to build a team around him. And so, to me, like, some of this access that we're getting, what what I see in this is I see a manager. I see managers do things right, leaders do the right thing. I don't see a plan. I don't see something that is, okay, this is the New York Giants football team. Like all of a sudden this year they've changed their tune. Last year they had to have Barkley and they had to have Jones. This year they don't want that. You can't change that. Philosophically, that doesn't work. You can't build teams like that. Look, I admire they got they get Brian Burns. That's good. Did they improve their offensive line? We shall see. They had Illuminor as their number one offensive lineman. You know, the Raiders last year thought he was an average right tackle. Now they're going to play him at guard, which he's not very good. We'll see how this all works out. But I have an issue when there's not, you need a leader. You need somebody to come in there and say, this is who the New York Giants are, and this is what we're going to become. And that's why they've had a 36% winning percentage since they went to the last playoff, since Tom Coughlin left.
How many years are you in the NFL?
35.
Okay, so this is coming from Michael Lombardi, who is 35 years in these meetings that I am seeing for the first time. Okay? So and champ multiple time, and part of some of the greatest like multiple times, like just a wild amount of football info in that Italian brain right there. Okay? Those Italian eyes right there have seen a lot of football and a lot of ball, and those ears have been in a lot of rooms with people talking ball in that mouth. And when I'm watching this for the first time, because I've never been in any of those meetings before, I've always thought about how they probably go. I've never been in there. Literally, first episode, I watch it and I'm thinking to myself, is this how it always goes? Makes sense if they're like, hey, no opinion's a bad opinion and like this type of thing. And then I start thinking to myself, like, I don't know who any of these people are, but do I know who any of these people are? Are these the smartest football people? Then I hear what they're saying and I'm like, that just sounds like an internet person talking, not like an actual football.
Yeah.
And it's like, so I look on the internet
right.
and I'm like, what are the Giants fans' reaction to Hard Knocks? Because I'm not as invested in the situation as they would be. And it was like, Giants fans were like, yeah, like we got it. So I'm like, all right, so I guess I'm just kind of misreading this entire thing. And then like every episode that comes out again, I'm watching, I'm like, man, I did not think this is how it went. But if they end up winning, right?
Yeah,
there's always multiple ways to do it. If they end up winning, there's always ways to do it. But me listening to those conversations, I'm like, man, no football person that I've ever, I mean, maybe some of it, but there's some ideas getting tossed out there that don't feel like like this is the highest level here.
Well, let's just start with this. You have to know who your competition is. This whole idea that they had no idea that the Eagles were interested in Barkley.
Come on! Here's the clip. Okay, so when they're trying to find out who is in the Saquon market, shout out to the money team, Ed Berry, doing the negotiating. By the way, he is a handsome. I mean, he's got a southern accent.
Great flow.
I mean, we're talking, he is a good dude. We love Ed Berry. He's a massive piece of this entire show. But as the negotiation is taking a turn and Saquon Barkley is going publicly, Mara now is in Shane's office with all Shane's chiefs of staff, and they're trying to have a little convo about what's the future going to look like.
What's the latest? Just on the Saquon thing.
I just got a text that Chicago's driving the price up and Philly's out. I don't know if that's true or not.
Philly's out, yeah.
Which I don't know if I'll make a couple of calls. I don't even know if that's gonna happen, but
I have a tough time sleeping if Saquon goes to Philadelphia. I'll tell you that. As I've told you, just being honest. I've been around enough players, so but he's the most popular player we have by far.
Yeah,
that's the owner saying. Yeah. A lot of jerseys going.
Yeah.
This is
look. I think John Mara speaks. John Mara is a really wonderful human being, and he's a very nice man. And I think what he was trying to get across there was he wanted to get it done. Joe Shane's very fortunate Al Davis wasn't in that room because it would have been ugly. It would have been very, very hard for him. He would have gotten a ton lashing. Look, the reality here is there's no identity of the team. That's the biggest issue. And so they talk about the quarterback and they could trade up and what they're going to do. But what they're doing is collecting talent. And if you want to win a Super Bowl, if you want to get outside of that 36% win percentages, which they've had since Tom Coughlin left, you've got to build a structure. And they did it. They started it in 79. That's where I learned football from, was watching them and how they built their franchise through their grading system and how they were able to build a team, not collect talent. And I think that's the issue. And losing Barkley, I know, look, Shane believes that at 27, running backs are going to be downclined. I think there was no doubt when I watched this show, Joe didn't want to sign Barkley. I think you could just see by his body language he didn't think it was a worthwhile investment. I think he truly wanted to sign Singletary, who's the same age, but at a much cheaper price. And I think that's what he ended up getting. And I think he kind of manipulated it around to where it became too expensive. But I think it puts a lot of pressure on the quarterback because the quarterback's going to have people in the backfield. Look, we all talk about these great receivers. The running back makes the spread. The running back's the point guard. And when you have a back like Barkley, you've got to defend on the down, it makes it more challenging.
Yeah, a lot harder to throw against a light box. You know, if you don't have to bring an extra person down in the box to stop that running back, and there's no fear of that, all of a sudden you got a little different coverages that you're staring at and that guys can work with. And these defense coordinators who are brilliant can then cook up a little bit more. We all of a sudden got an extra guy now that we can cook up a little pressure.
You got to be worried about who's guarding Saquon too in the passing game. You know what I mean? So that's a whole nother. If he runs gets in a wheel or has an angle route like that red area, like he's 26 is always that's a game wrecker. You know, he's a game wrecker. And yeah, he's 27. He's had some injuries, but to your point, if watching this, like, yeah, you're paying the quarterback $40 million. Now, if you're Joe, you're basically betting this all your job on Daniel Jones.
Yeah, and there was obviously a lot of issues with this Giants team in recent history, and that's why Shane was. Joe Shane was brought in. Mm-hmm. They're going into their first year. And if you talk to Giants fans, which we happen to have one in the office, he's like, yeah, you paid Daniel Jones, we move forward. Like they are, I want to let you know how Giants fans are, at least the one that we're talking to. Not all of them. Our Giants fan, though, is like, yeah, we have sucked 36% since leaving Coughlin. And I think you think it's potentially because ownership has maybe done too much, right, Bruce, in that kind of convo around Giants?
Yeah, that's kind of the popular thought is that John Mara kind of gets involved in the football operations a little more than maybe we would want him to. But I do kind of disagree where, like, the needs were the offensive line. Like, we had to fortify it. Runyon, Illuminera, we'll see how they do and how that goes. But I think the identity is going to be rushing 4, having a strong pass rush with Kayvon and Burns, and, hopefully running the ball a bit with Singletary. And it will be, Daniel Jones taking us as far as, he can go.
They lose Darren Waller as well. They lose Darren Waller.
Good luck.
Thank you, Lombardi.
You just hear yourself. Tape that. Somebody tape that.
Yeah, we did. And he started fading off at the end, too.
He wasn't even believing what he was saying. I mean, like, seriously, look, it's one thing. They didn't draft anybody in the offensive line, and they put it as a priority. I mean, look, what you're saying right there is Evan Neal's going to be your starting right tackle. I'm not sure Daniel Jones would approve of that, the way he's played the last couple seasons, but we'll see how it goes. Everybody's going to have an opportunity. It's hard to be able to be a great defense if you're always playing from behind. I mean, that's what makes Pittsburgh so unique defensively, is because under what they were able to do in the past, they never played from in front. Whereas Baltimore, they're able to play from in front. Baltimore's got a 142-point differential at halftime. And so now you can rush the passer. Now you don't have to worry about defending it. But when you're playing from behind all the time, like the Giants are going to do, and you're putting the pressure on Daniel Jones, Daniel Jones on third down, just watch the third down tape. When the game speeds up, it becomes harder for him to execute. That's the issue. He's a wonderful athlete, and he has to run with the football. And when he runs with the ball, he's dangerous, but he can't stay healthy running. See, it's a double-edged sword here.
Wink, too, not there.
Yeah, no more Wink.
He's at Michigan.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Wink Martindale.
Yeah, I know.
Look out.
One of the greatest defense coordinators in the history of the NFL is now at the Michigan Wolverines.
Yep.
And just we'll get back to the NFL here in a matter of moments because Ty has a question about good Hawkeye. Sharon Moore, offensive line guy. Okay, not scared to do this. Then you got Wink on the defensive side.
Bringing it.
Nobody thinks or expects anything out of Michigan this year. I don't think. They're not really. Georgia, Ohio State, right? And then Texas is being talked about in this entire thing. Oregon just got a blank check from Knight. I think that happened in the last couple of days, the landing or whatever. Yep. But nobody's expecting anything out of Michigan because Harbaugh's gone, JJ's gone, Blake Corum's like so many gone. And then like Wink Martindale is their D coordinator. Yeah. I saw that. I saw a picture last week while I was on break. And I was like starting to like catch up on stuff, so I started through stuff. And I saw Wink's face, and I'm like, I completely forgot that Wink Martindale is going against college offense coordinators now. Mm-hmm. Like,
oh yeah,
not that it's that's a different thing, but it's like,
oh, it's a different thing.
It's
a different thing.
I think so.
It's a different. I mean,
so
first
too,
of all,
man.
he's going to attack. First of all, one thing we know from college to pro, the protection schemes in college are very simplistic, and the pros are much more complex. That's the hardest thing for young quarterbacks to understand is the protection, how to get protected, how to do all that. Wink will take advantage of that, and Wink has been very good at being able to attack the passer with overload pressure, not necessarily zero blitz pressure.
Yeah, but with the Giants, you lose DC.
Yep.
You lose Saquon.
Right.
You got a $40 million quarterback. You're on Hard Knocks for the first time ever with everybody hearing everything you're saying about everything you got going. That's just a nightmare. You know, that is. But good luck. We're pulling for it. I love Dayball, too. He cracks me up.
Yeah. Great TV. Great TV.
I like Dayball, too.
I
love Dayball.
Dayball babyface.
He's not going to run a 7-flat 40. Whether a chicken wings at the end of the line or not, he ain't running a 7-flat 40. But I like him. You know, I mean, he's a great guy. But look, we're talking business here. We're not talking personal. And I think, to me, have they closed the gap on Philly? No. I think Philly's a dangerous team with Barkley in the backfield, A.J. Brown, Smith. I mean, they're as talented as any team in the league, offensive line and skill. I think it's hard. And look, the Giants have struggled to beat Dallas, and they've struggled to beat Philadelphia over the time. They are the only team in the last 10 years that have not won the NFC, and we've seen a revolving door on the NFC every year.
Sirianni with Saquon.
Oh, yeah.
They got Fangio now on defense.
He might run for 250 against the Giants that first game. The revenge game, the first one,
man.
is always big.
2 touchdowns.
Andre Johnson had 4 catches for the Indianapolis Colts, maybe the first 8 weeks of our season. We played the Houston Texans. He went for 175, had 2 touchdowns, and then just kind of walked out. It was like,
hell yeah.
That is just how it normally goes.
And that's a team effort. Coaches, everybody knows. All right, you're going to be out there for the coin toss. Everybody knows what's at stake.
I thought watching, I think it was 2 episodes ago when Shane said to the agent, who you mentioned, when he said to the agent that, and this is my observation, this isn't like I have information, but one of the jobs as a negotiator talking to the agent is you're playing poker. You are really like rounders. You got to figure out if the pot, what hand he has, and there's telltales in the hand, right? And so I think, to me, when I was listening to that conversation where Shane was trying to make sure that the agent would guarantee him a chance to match the deal, I could sense from that conversation, from listening to the agent's voice, that he had a deal. He knew he had a deal. He knew he had a deal that was out there. And if I were Shane at that moment, I would have gone back to John Mara and say, look, I think the guy's got a deal somewhere out there. And they had an opportunity. They could have, at that point, they could have still franchised him if they wanted to. But I think at the end of the day, they wanted to get away from the responsibility of paying a running back, all that.
Okay, so Ed Barry, got to tell. Sounds like you got to tell.
Yeah.
Need to.
Yeah, he licking a cookie. You could tell he was licking the cookie.
I can't wait to hear what Ed has to say. Yeah, Ed's going to have such a cool look whenever he calls. You tell Lom.
Yeah.
I wanted him to know that.
He sprayed the pot. Ed sprayed the pot. There's no question about that. He sprayed the pot.
Okay, so last question here from us, and obviously you're somebody that we know is in the know. We've heard some rumblings about a potential situation that hasn't really been talked about, and it's about a Hawkeye. Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, Lombo. Rumor has it that the Bucks and Tristan Wirfs, I don't know if there's some strife, but he's looking for a new contract. He obviously moved to left tackle last year. And I don't know if it's rumors or if it's actually been reported, but they're offering him a new contract, but it's right tackle money. How does that work? Is that the kind of thing that can get kind of cleared up?
Or was it right
easily?
tackle guarantee? There was it was either a guarantee situation or it was We've heard rumblings from multiple people now about this situation. Mm-hmm. And it's we're trying to piece it together because not a lot. And Wirfs, good dude.
All pro.
And we haven't really heard much other than he didn't go and then he went to minicamp. Mm-hmm. And he was there, but he didn't participate. It's is that something? And that feels like a big deal. He's top 3.
Yeah, he's
top 4
great
tackle in the NFL.
Got that good deal.
Yeah.
They're going to have to. This is what's going to happen now in the coming weeks as we get ready to camp and we're back, right? Football's back. Can't wait to see it. But some of these players like Wirth are going to want to get the money. I mean, we saw Sewell get his deal done, right? And so that deal comes through, and this kid's going to play left tackle. And I think Jason Light's smart enough to know that we're going to have to handle him because this is a player you want to build your team around. This isn't somebody that, oh, no, we don't want him. He's young. He's very athletic. He can play left tackle. Like, you're just going to have to pay him, and you're either going to do it now or you're going to do it later. And you might as well get it over with right now, especially if you can get some cap room out of doing his deal. So for me, I think that would be a smart play. I never have problems. We say right and left tackle. Well, I mean, here's the problem with that language is they always put their best rusher over on your worst tackle, whether he's on the right or left side. So it used to be in the day where everybody lined up where they were and nobody moved around, but no. Oh, here comes Mr. Bosa over here to watch you. Now we got to handle him at right tackle. If you don't have two good tackles, you can't function in the league because they're going to put their worst guy over you. I think they're going to pay. They have to pay Wirfs. Like, you have to pay certain guys. They're not replaceable parts, right? I hate to sound, not very clinical, but there's certain guys you can't replace. Left tackle is hard to replace.
All right, so we'll try to get some clarity on that as well. I think it was a guarantee thing. They made an offer. It was a guarantee thing. It wasn't really anywhere near the
total.
They'll pay him. They're going to end up paying him. I mean, he's going to end up getting his look. That's what's going to happen in the coming weeks. Guys are going to get what they're have to get. They may not get what they want today, but eventually they are.
Well, he's awesome. Man, he jumps out of pools.
Oh, yeah.
That guy jumps out of pools. And then also since rookie year, dog. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, friend of the program, Paisan, we appreciate all your big brain knowledge.
Thank you, Pat.
Michael Lombardi.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah,
he works at VSiN. He has a daily podcast, a daily newsletter. He's a TED talker. I guess he was speaking yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
He's down in Shreveport, Louisiana.
Great place.
I love Lombo, man.
He's the best.
He's been really good to us.
Yeah, and the knowledge, like you mentioned, like he's going back to 1979. Like, that's how long this guy's been in the NFL.
Not always right.
Of course.
Like, he now granted, he's going to have a take on everything because he's certainly been there. He's certainly got some wrong, and people dangle that over his head. But just listen to him it's like, here's a situation that was exactly like that happened like 20 years ago. This is how it ended up getting worked out. It's like, he somehow, so quick.
Yeah.
Like, he is on, I really enjoy talking to that dude.
I think a lot of people, like, since he's so far removed from it now, like, they think he's just like a pundit because he's got a podcast and everything. It's like, this guy was a general manager in the NFL.
Yeah, and then he was Belichick's right-hand
special assistant, right.
And he said, too, like, I'm watching these guys every day. Like, he mentioned that in there. Like, if you're watching 79 games of one player watching the wrong stuff, I'm watching these quarterbacks every single day.
Yeah, and he can't stop.
No. He's addicted to it.
Kids are in football.
Yeah, it's a lifer.
Yeah, he's just all day. You'll call him and he'll FaceTime, and then he was just watching film on something. It's like, what's your problem, dude?
Yeah.
You have grandkids. You know, you live
July 4th.
He said, well, the grandkids actually aren't here for like 2 days or so I'm just kind of watching some film. I appreciate him. A lot of those situations are starting to bubble. And training camp is when it all starts, because there's hold in, hold out, new deals done. That Ayuk thing doesn't sound promising for Ayuk. It might be. I don't know. I'm just saying, at this exact time, it doesn't sound like, because Schefter putting that tweet out immediately upon us and everybody having a conversation, like, Ayuk's made it official. He wants a trade. And then Schefter just drops in, just quicker. They are not trading him. Yeah. Like, it's almost like he was directly texting and saying, here, there's a little chatter going on. Just, if you could remind them that we are not trading Brandon Ayuk. And that is just the reality of the situation. But people have said that before, and then trades end up taking place. So who knows?
And then yesterday they put Ricky Pearsall on the non-football injury list as well. I don't know how long he's going to be out. I don't know what happened or anything. But
he might just had a poop.
Yeah, could have.
Sure.
But if there's anything there, it's like, hey, guess what? Like, Ayuk, you're playing, all right? And you're going to play next year, and you're going to play the year after that.
Well, I think they're going to check and see this, Ricky. They're going to say, can this guy be a guy?
Yeah.
Can we get a rookie wide receiver price? And if he can, sweet. Ayuk, you can go be a free agent somewhere because we're not going to be able to pay you. We're not going to franchise tag either because that's another $17 million or whatever, or $19 million or whatever it is. And it's like, if he's not going to be able to be a guy, like one of these rookie wide receivers that have come in and been a guy, it's like, okay, then we have to do a deal with Ayuk. I feel like that is potentially an outcome in how they're viewing it. But behind the scenes, you have no idea. That's what I'm learning from Hard Knocks. When I'm watching conversations, I'm like, locker room conversations than what's going on right there. Wild to see. NFL Films, hey.
Hats off.
This is a good one.
Best one you had.
Right. This is a good one. It's the first one, though, so we haven't been desensitized to it. Hour 2 will be on the other side with AJ Hawk, Matt Ishbia. We'll see you then. Joining us is a demon. Ladies and gentlemen, O's the Mentalist will be joining us.
All right, O's.
Let's go. What's the pick? I'm not giving away for free. Bill, what time is it right now?
7:57.
Write it as big as you can.
Wow.
It's about to get weird. From this point on, I never touch this bad boy. We're going to revisit later in the draft.
All right, O's, get in here, you six of a bitch.
Almost us 2 hours.
Hold it. Oh, don't drop it.
Oh, no, I dropped it.
Okay, AJ, take the cards, look through them, and here's the thing. I want this to be random. Yeah, you can.
Okay, yeah, what's up? My hands are a bit frozen, but yeah.
I want you to take, but hold on. I don't want you to look for your favorite.
Bill's booking Sean Payton right now.
There we go. Head boy Bill.
AJ, slow. Lift. No.
One of your guys.
Take off a piece.
Oh,
it could
you
be a
fucked
lot
my
or a little.
shirt. Oh, right here.
And don't look at it. Lift it up.
I'm not.
Put it against your body. That feel right?
Yeah, feels
AJ,
great.
if you don't feel like this was the right moment for you and you want to change, put it back.
All right, I'm putting it back.
It's up to you. All right, lift off wherever you want,
We're
more
back.
or less.
No, that's not, okay. Now I'm good.
3 times.
Good.
Okay.
This is a good one.
Are you sure?
Yeah, of course.
Stay right there, locked and loaded.
Oh, you fucked up my shirt, bro.
Okay. And there is a white piece of paper.
Yep.
Is that right? That's all that's in there. Take that out.
Okay.
I want you to see this. Look, AJ, open it up.
No fucking way.
No
and
way.
Show us and show AJ what you got. What is that? Show us. 9 turn around and show us where you're at.
You ready?
Yep, turn it around.
No way. Shut up! This guy!
757, that thing was in.
That's been in there since 7:57. Imagine that you somehow know the game of the year next season. Tell us, what are the 2 teams that you're seeing in this game? Wow. Say it.
Packers and 49ers.
Who do you think's going to win that game?
Packers 34, Niners 27.
Tell me on your life. Did I tell you to say anything? Did I
you
say
did it, and I swear to God, if you get this right, I'm gonna rip your fucking head off.
Tell him the game of the year.
Oh my
Read
God.
Read it to him, please.
Come on, bro.
Read him to him. Packers beat the 49ers 34-27. Remember this screen grab when it happens this season. Open up what's been in there since 7:57.
Come on, dude. There's something wrong with you.
Open it up. It says Brock Bowers, 13th pick Raiders.
Fuck this guy. Oh, fucking way! There's no way!
This guy's a witch. Bears, Caleb Williams.
100% we knew it.
Commanders, Jaden Daniels.
No, don't
Patriots, Drake May. Cardinals, Marvin Harrison Jr. Chargers, Joe Walt. Giants, Malik Neighbors. Titans, J.C. Latham. Michael Penix Jr. Roma Dunze. Vikings from
Traded
Jets.
with the Jets.
What? J.J. McCarthy. Jets from Vikings. Olu Fashanu. Broncos. Bo Nixon in the 13th pick.
Oh my God!
Bowers to the Raiders.
I'm so happy I'm not.
Beautiful.
Taped on his chest since 7:57. Right now it is 9:50.
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey,
What?
let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You pink.
Damn it! Your friend tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this Sports Wednesday, July 17th, 2024. Hour 2 of the program starts now. We can't thank you enough for joining us on this glorious Wednesday, our first week back from a 2-week hiatus, and we've certainly had a lot of chatter with a lot of different people. Yesterday, we chatted with Rich Paul, who literally told a story about everything happening in the NBA and in Team USA basketball.
Yep.
In one of the answers he gave about Maxey, which was an off answer, he just kind of went off on a thing. I believe he told an exact situation with Maxey about what's going on. And then whenever we tweeted out the video, we missed one word in his quote as well. So it became a massive, blah, 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 blah. I would like to let Rich Paul know we apologize for that mess up. You're allowed to mess up one particular situation whenever you're a part of a million different deals.
Yeah.
But the conversations we've had this week have been sweet.
Top notch.
This has been a lot of fun to come back. We got Matt Ishbia joining us in about 28 minutes or so.
Okay.
He's the owner of the Suns and the Mercury and also United Wholesale Mortgage, which is where he got all his money. Former Michigan State Spartan national champion, now a man who's hosting the WNBA All-Star game this week.
Yeah.
All right.
Team USA versus the WNBA All-Stars happening on Saturday in Phoenix.
Let's go.
I think Ishbia is coming on to chit chat about that. He's excited. You know, we got a lot. Absolutely beautiful place.
Oh yeah.
Saw that gorilla. Remember how high it was when I saw you? Yeah, it was a good time. Gorilla came in. They posted a photo of me with my eyes closed, looking incredible. Thank you for the love. The Suns are good people. You know, they've taken care of us. The Suns, though, in an interesting spot. We'll certainly ask about that. We'll ask about his thoughts on Team USA and basketball as a whole, and then we're going to chit chat about them hosting the WNBA All-Star game this week. And Thursday, WNBA players and coaches will arrive. All-Star orange carpet fan event on Thursday night out there in Phoenix. Good idea to keep that orange in Phoenix, Arizona, because it's probably 1,000 degrees.
Oh, yeah.
Friday, WNBA Live, Community Clinic, Kia Skills Challenge, Starry 3-Point Challenge. And then Saturday, we will have the All-Star game where Team USA will take on the WNBA All-Stars. Now, Caitlin Clark, obviously, Angel Reese will be on the WNBA All-Stars.
That's right.
Love it.
Taking on Team USA. There was a lot of chatter about Team USA, who was on, who was off. So this game actually has some juice. This game actually has some real possibility to be awesome. Going to see some bows.
For sure. Going to be physical.
Going to see some logo shots.
Yep.
Going to see Caitlin to Angel Reese.
Hopefully.
First time ever, because Caitlin actually came out and said, I've never been on the same team as Angel Reese, even with the Team USA stuff. So it's a big weekend. We can't wait to chat with Matt Ishbia, who is a billionaire. So I'm sure there'll be some good questions and conversations added alongside just basketball talk. Talk Stables here, at Boston Connor, at Ty Schmidt. Just thinking of the winner?
Just long sleeve. You know, after yesterday, I couldn't do it with my nipples. I swear to God, I got home and they were still hard. It was almost a nightmare. I thought I had to call my doctor, like the 4-hour rule.
I did see that the entire Thunderdome was set to 64 degrees.
It's a bit chill.
Which is fine. I mean, that's fine. I sleep at 64.
So that's my office. My office is 64 degrees. And I think I was asked that, by Tim McAfee as the ACs were all getting checked and everything. And what temperature would you like? I said 64. I thought we were having a conversation, about my office, which shares his AC. So my dad's office and my office share the same air conditioning unit. And there for a bit, Tim thought that his opinion on the temperature did matter in my office. And it certainly did not. I like this thing. I can't do anything above 67 or I start sweating, and it's a whole situation. So I told him 64. Put the whole Thunderdome at 64, I think, to prove a point. These ACs work.
They do.
Yeah, they're back. They're
good
back.
do.
Hey,
which is good.
I'm proud of them.
Yeah.
I'm proud of these air conditioners.
Because Monday with the fans, I mean, although it was nice to have them in here, of course, we've been waiting for that for a long time. It was one of those situations where when you get back Tuesday, it's like you wanted it so bad that you go over the top. There's nothing wrong with that. It's like when you don't have ice cream for a while, you eat a whole pint, and then you get a little sick.
Yeah, we adjusted just too much.
Yeah, exactly.
We did the full, we came all the way back, but I appreciate you boys battling through the cold. We got hoodies all over the place. 9-year NFL vet, Darius J. Butler.
Always good.
D-Butts, you would wear a hoodie in 80-degree weather because you're from South Florida, obviously. That's the way it goes. Not a bad little summer here. We've had a lot of shit to talk about. Olympics start next Friday.
Pumped.
You know
that? Of course I know that.
I'm excited about it. Patrick Mahomes said he's bringing in TV for video games and for Olympics. If you had to just project what sport you're looking forward to watching the most in the Olympics, what would it be, D-Butt?
Basketball, for sure.
Absolutely.
Always. Basketball and then the sprints, 100 meter, 200, the relays. So
if we start rolling through this, though, now that we've met some more folks in different worlds, basketball's going to be awesome. That team looks sweet. They're starting to come together too. Yeah. There's a video of obviously LeBron telling Kevin Durant, "Hey, go pull one up," and Kevin Durant turn around, splashing it, then them doing a thing, getting out there, kind of coming together, walking on to a practice court. They all walked in there. They look like a team. They look like a team that gets along and is gelling well. And if you go with what Rich Paul told us yesterday, it's like, it takes them a little bit of time to gel. They're all kind of seemingly figuring out the pecking order. That's what it looks like.
For sure.
When you're around a bunch of people that are very successful, you have to kind of figure, it's all about who you're with. AJ Hawk says this all the time. He'll be joining us in a matter of moments. He's like, people think that I have money because he's old CBA, top 5 pick.
Yeah, and he does.
And he does have a lot of money. But you can put him in some rooms and he's got no money because of where everybody else is. That's like these Team USA things. It's like, I'm good at basketball. I'm great at basketball. Yeah. But then you get around all of the fish in all the ponds. And it's like figuring out who is where, finding your role, finding your spot, putting the ego down too. A lot of people having to do that. Seems like they've done that with what we've seen. I'm pumped for our basketball team to steamroll in this Olympics.
Absolutely. I think it's easier when like that top guy is a leader, like LeBron or when it was Kobe or whoever that is.
Vocal.
Yeah, they're vocal. You know, okay, this is the big dog here. And you got, Steph Curry. He's been carrying the league as well, right up there with LeBron. So I am interested to see him continue to gel. And you mentioned, you got to, find your spots. Anthony Davis maybe coming off the bench, Embiid, Anthony Edwards. Who knows who'll be coming off the bench? When you're coming in and playing 10, 12 minutes, these absolute superstars are going to give it their all. So I'm excited to watch us, get that gold medal once again.
Yeah, and to your point about figuring out when Lombo was on the ticker, Team USA versus Serbia kind of scrolled by. It was 34-30 Serbia.
59-45 halftime.
Yeah, they have figured it out for sure. And like to D-Butt's point, it is kind of sweet. Like there is that old guard of like Steph, LeBron, KD in them, and then there's like Ant, Tyrese, Tatum. Like it is kind of like two ends of the spectrum of like the very, very old heads that have been great forever and the new generation coming in. Like I assume the secrets being shared in there are awesome as well.
Yeah, that was the whole Caitlin Clark conversation.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, like this is also like handing, this is the game.
Yeah.
And then we were told by the women's basketball that's not how this goes, actually. No. It's like, well, she's about to average a triple-double. Not getting into it. Nope. Not getting into it. We will talk to Matt Ishbia about the All-Star game in 22 minutes. Joining us right now is a man who's been in every All-Star game.
Hell yeah.
You name the sport, he's been an All-Star of it.
Yep.
He's grown a mustache and a beard. Ladies and gentlemen, a former president of the state of Ohio, AJ Hawk.
Yeah, Hawker.
Hawker, how you doing, pal?
Great. Is Bruce doing all right after Lombo just shattered his whole dreams, because Bruce couldn't really deliver it with any confidence at how he felt about his Giants?
Yeah, he did start to kind of fade off a little bit. Bruce,
I believe in Joe Shane. Danny Dimes, we'll see.
Quarterback. You're doing it again, Bruce.
But that would be the...
Yeah, that's where we are. We're not going to close the gap to the Cowboys and Eagles in one offseason.
Well, you're going to help it, though, when you say you're running back.
We are better than we were at the beginning of this offseason.
That's the interesting... AJ, have you watched this Hard Knocks? Have you? And I assume you're just like every player who we didn't know how those conversations have gone. I've never known how those... I've thought about how those things have gone. My name, I think, has been a part of those, even though a very smart role. And I'm like, I'm wondering what they're... I'm wondering how these people fucking talking about it. and who's the one doing the talking? There's a lot of those thoughts I think that happen with every single player. And then now we're like seeing how some players are being talked about. Like Danny Dimes watching them go, we're gonna figure out if you're here for it. Yeah, we're paying you $40 million. We're gonna find out. And Danny Dimes like, yeah. All right, now I know exactly how they feel. I know how everybody going into the season feels. It's like an interesting dynamic, but some of those conversations, I'm like kind of, I don't want to say let down about, like kind of bummed out about that they're happening in those rooms. The same ones that are like kind of happening in a locker room, same ones that are happening like on this stage. Yeah. It's like there's no real, you know what I mean? It's like.
You feel like, I guess we always just assume everything that goes on in the front office of an NFL franchise is just like, here we go. The smartest people in the world. There's no I don't know. We feel like they're humans though. They're all humans. They're just working through things. And I sure as hell would not want those cameras in my office every single day if I was anyone like that. I don't know how anyone else is going to allow that access again.
First ones that, this is potentially a Tom Brady roast situation. Yeah. Where you do the Tom Brady roast, Tom Brady makes a bunch of money, but then every other human that would potentially be in the Tom Brady sphere saw that and they're like, yep. Humans' brains have gotten way too talented at burying people. I am not signing up for that one. It's like every other building, even owners who love all types of attention are watching this just going like, I don't think this is what I want. But to NFL Films' credit, like, we are seeing everything. Did Joe Shane know? Did they know that this is all what it was going to be? Like,
did they forget? Have you heard people talk about like on the Real World back in the day? Like they're like, oh, we almost forget about the cameras. I'm like, there's no way you actually completely forget, but you definitely get much more comfortable. I would never forget, I don't think, but it would be tough to not slip into having legit like normal conversation.
I'm proud of you saying that you wouldn't forget. I forget sometimes on this stage, and there is 30 cameras in here, and we're
right.
Honest.
I guess you're right. You're right. Yeah, I probably would forget.
I did something like that for like maybe 2 weeks leading up to preparing for the draft with Coach Prime, like coming out of college, definitely forget.
Yeah, well, especially in that.
But then
definitely.
You
gotta have a lot of
if
faith.
you say something though, if you do something, then maybe a couple minutes later, like, oh man, there's cameras in here.
Kind of like being mic'd up too. Like you go to people before the game. Hey, I'm the feds today. They got me today.
Mm-hmm.
Then you get in, the middle of the game, maybe talking shit in between the play to somebody.
Yeah, I forget you got the badge. Yeah, you always say, no, we don't know who's the badge. You son of a bitch.
Yeah.
But like the thought of like them being the first ones to do it, so there's like no real blueprint of what they could give out. And then NFL Films, like the people that are getting the content, and I guess this just happened with RFK Jr. literally 2 days ago. But the NFL Films has a log on it, everybody saying things about people, saying stuff about it, like in the NFL. Because they got those things hanging over, benches. They got those things over coaches. In the most heated moments, when somebody has their biggest mess up, there is somebody mic'd up who is pissed in a vault somewhere in NFL Films. And that's why I'm seeing the ghost thing was such a big deal, because the NFL Films does a great job of protecting. Hey, we got you. We understand who you are. Like if you're being mic'd up or whatever you're doing, you got to really protect the people, or you got to really trust the people who are recording that, because you can cut and edit literally anything to make it look like anything. Like that's what you can do. So the NFL Films people have built up obviously this incredible trust. Like what did they not put out?
There has to be hours and hours that they had to sift through to get to that. But yeah, like what if you're having a conversation on your phone with your wife and you're kind of talking about the day? She says, "Oh, you gonna get Saquon done?" I don't know. Like, do they add that? I'm sure there's who has final say as well.
Think about Shane. Okay, think about Shane talking to his wife, saying, "Are you guys gonna be able to pay Saquon?" And I'm just going, "I don't think owners are gonna be." Just something like that. Now that is not the situation, but anything like that. And then all of a sudden you put your phone down.
Oh no!
I gotta get to the truck. Shit. Where is the? Hey, I need you not. I need you. And they just, we didn't even get it or anything. And then they just rewind and they got Joe Shane saying, our owner being a cheapskate, not doing. And it's like they released that guy's fired.
Yeah,
it's like there's so much. What did they not put out with our reaction to everything that they did put out? It's like a.
Didn't Daboll say though? Didn't Daboll say when he didn't want to, if he played music, they could not use that part? So sometimes he would just play music in the room.
So Matt Overton, who's an incredible long snapper, good dude, great football story too. Like his grind to get to the NFL is awesome. I think he was even playing all the way up until last year. Vinatieri and I, very much humans, were like, we're not mic'd up. Like that's not how it's. I'm not being mic'd up. Because what D-Butt said, you got to do this. Me being the punter for the team, I don't need to be walking up to people going, hey, by the way. I'm like, that doesn't need to happen. Vinatieri basically instilled that in me very, hey, we don't do there's no reason to be an added anything at our position. It's like, cool. Matt Overton got asked to be mic'd up one time, and he just agreed to it, right? He just agreed to it, and obviously we didn't find out until warm-ups that this was happening. So, as he tells us, and we love Matt, the amount of the way, fuck Matt, fuck Overton, Matt, fuck, that's how me and Vinny talk to him. Every other word, hey, we're going to go on the right hash here, we're going to do this. Every other word was something that they just weren't able to say. So then Vinatieri and I obviously were enjoying it. We look over at the cameraman and the producer, and they're just like, why?
Why? Don't do that. Stop being children. What are we doing here? That happens more than you think, I believe.
They're like, why are you doing that? It's like, hey, dude, but they got a good piece on Overton. Obviously, there was some grunting and stuff like that. But that's why, a lot of the mic'd up things suck. Because it's normally just because the person that's putting it out is like, we can't put this out because this
or some fake leadership. You get a lot of fake leadership too. All of a sudden the guy's very vocal on the sidelines, rounding the whole offense or the whole defense up, giving some cheesy, terrible pump up speech.
Who was it again?
Who was that? Who did the bat?
We've never said that on this particular program. We never will because we got a lot of respect for that.
Yeah. Okay.
But boy, there was certainly a guy. Is that camera? Where is it? Right there.
Bring it up.
Yeah.
Offense too. Come on. Everybody.
Offense coaches, wives, everybody.
Me and Vinny sitting on the bench, bring it up. What are we doing? Bring it up. Why are we bringing it up? Well, insert name here wants to talk. And then Vinny, this motherfucker. Then we jog over. Greatest speech of all time, too.
Sure.
Really got everybody fired up. I mean, it was just.
You guys win the game?
That's a great question. It happened numerous times. I mean, this isn't like.
He continued to do it. Okay, you must have won then, so he felt like, hey, I'm the key.
Got to keep doing it.
The people behind the scenes, they probably love somebody. Oh, this is great access. What a leader. Let's mic him up again.
Oh my God! And everybody else is just disgusting. The speakers on teams, like it's not like the movies. I think that's kind of my problem. That's my problem. No. I think some of these people think it's like the movies. And it's like, you've been in this locker room with us. Why do you think that you're
There's no music. There's no music playing while coach is speaking. There's no pump. The Rocky IV soundtrack's not running as this dude is trying to talk about the struggle and what we've been through. Like, it's not at all like the movies.
And there's not a zoom in on somebody's face, like of grit and and we just learned this person's backstory. Like, you're just standing there staring at a person. You're like, when's this guy going to shut the fuck up? That's how a lot of people feel. Like that is legitimately how a lot of people. Now, there are a few people though that when they get up there and speak,
Ray Lewis,
bingo, and you saw Ed Reed whenever he was at Miami. Like there are 99.
Who's that?
90 something. You said
top
90
100 athlete in 21st century. Top 100 Ed Reed and Ray Lewis.
That's right. Yep.
They snuck in.
Just barely.
They snuck in that.
Wait, you said they were 99?
Ed Reed was.
He snuck in. He just, that's Ed Reed though. He's fast, physical,
goodness.
hits people smart, returner, block, defense, greatest of all time.
You ever heard Belichick talk about Ed Reed?
I think we actually
have that.
We have the clip. I do believe of Bill.
Greatest.
This is the number 99 athlete of the 21st century, Ed Reed. And now listen, I've gotten some text messages from some people that said, "Can you please, whenever you talk about these things, not just act like it's every human at ESPN that did this? Like it's not me that put that vote in." I'm like, well, it says ESPN's top 100 list of athletes in the 21st century. Now, impossible task, whoever did this.
Yeah.
Whoever created this list signed up for an impossible task, trying to compare all sports against each other, male, female, physical sports, judgment sports, like the amount of, it's an impossible task.
Yeah.
It is an absolutely impossible task. We feel, though, some of the people that are voting for this thing, we're voting for, this is what I think I'm supposed to, as opposed to reality of the situation. Okay, just reality of the entire thing. So with that being said, we appreciate whoever took the time to make the list. It was an impossible task, but I have never seen a wronger list.
Not even
We've
close.
seen a lot of lists, too. We really have.
So many lists. I've made lists that have just been completely wrong.
We should make one.
No. See, I just said it's impossible.
We haven't even seen the top 25 yet either. Like, this thing could get way better.
What do you, Gumpy?
Who's number one? Who's number one?
I mean, we know who our number one is.
Yeah, is Roman Reigns going to be up there?
Yeah.
That's good. Where are they? That's true.
Where's Bob Backlund going?
Boom. I don't know if Bob Backlund's going to crack.
21st century.
Where would you have a 4-time NFL MVP at?
91 is obviously.
It depends. Is he vaxxed, damn it?
All right. So
91.
91, dude. I'm not even going to say a couple of, but we need to clarify because yesterday we did kind of just take it was the entire company. We said
including us,
which would include
which encapsulates us as well.
Our show is an ESPN licensed show, so we are in the ESPN universe. We are on ESPN all the time. So we were just told, like, hey, will you please, like, it's not every human at ESPN that thinks this is the end-all, be-all list. It's like, well, obviously that's the case, but...
Tell me which one do then. Tell me which ones do.
Can't we find out whose list this is then? So then we can at least, have a little conversation about how did we get here?
It's Orlovsky.
That's what we think.
I'm pretty sure he did the whole 100.
Greeny had to sign off on it.
Definitely, right?
Yeah, but Greeny's not reading it. He's just like,
his book was lit.
Okay. He was in Italy last. Like, what? Was he in Italy? Where was he?
Yeah, Italy, yeah.
He was in Italy like the last 3 weeks.
Traveling around Europe.
He got an email. You like this list? Absolutely.
Yes.
I wonder who made the list. We would like to know. But it is an impossible task to do that list. And yes, I couldn't even fathom how loud it's going to get with the rest of that thing.
Oh, yeah.
Probably some terrible AI situation that did it. They just typed it. They gave him some prompts, and AI spit that out.
That'd be cool. If that's what they did, though, they should say
AI doesn't work. Then we know AI is terrible.
All right, let's talk about some stuff happening around the sports world. AJ, did you get to see the All-Star game last night?
It was actually like an enjoyable, fun thing to watch. It really was.
Congrats, baseball.
Hell yeah.
Good job, baseball.
Yeah. Shohei hitting the donger early helped, I think. It was all of it. Yeah, like it seemed like it played out like it exceeded my expectations.
So, going into it, I actually thought to myself, because of the way Ty talked about it, because of the way Jet talked about it, because of the way it was kind of, with the history potentially on the line and historic pitcher starting for one of the teams, like in the future of baseball being chatted about, I did think to myself going into it, like, I think this should be a good game. And then whenever you see the guys do the things, like, these dudes are trying. And then you start comparing it to like the NBA All-Star game and the NFL Pro Bowl. And it's like, wait a minute, these dudes are actually taking pride in this thing. Like Shohei hitting a ball, he wanted to hit a bomb in that All-Star game. Like, this is best on best, just like Shohei at the end of that International Baseball Classic.
Right.
Wanted to end that thing. It's like they cared, and you could sense it, and you could feel it, and the best players were playing. And Paul Skenes, Aaron Judge ended up staring each other down. Paul Skenes says, "All rise for me, bitch," to Aaron Judge, okay? Because he is the future. Paul Skenes did not say that. I don't know. That is me, an asshole, talking into a microphone about a situation that was one pitch and over. But I thought it was a great show, AJ, legitimately. And we got to see Paul and Aaron. It was one pitch. He wins. He would later do an interview and say, "I want Adam. I want Adam." He got on top of it. It was that whole. It felt real. It felt like a real game, didn't it?
It felt like it was a big deal. And you're right, like baseball though, like obviously we know you can't go 50% in football because it's full contact sport, and basketball is a little different too. But baseball, think about it, like everything is an isolated like one-on-one incident. If you're getting at bat in an All-Star game, you absolutely want to go yard. You want to get a hit. If you're a pitcher, like you want to show up, and you want to show up in that All-Star game. So that's why I think that we do get. This is probably. It's got to be one of the best All-Star games when you think of all different sports, right?
It might be
the best.
Yeah, it might be the.
It's got
effort-wise for sure.
And then you talk about isolated incidents where, like on defense, like there was a couple hit down third base line. It's like, what, that guy's just gonna get an error?
Yeah.
Isn't that a big deal?
Oh yeah, not
like
a chance.
Yeah, like having an error is a big. Like this guy's in the All-Star game.
Can't blame it on anybody else. It's not like you can loaf to the ball in football and somebody else makes the tackle. Like no, it's on you. Like and everyone can see it.
So they're forced to play almost. Seemingly is what it feels like, and they do.
Yeah.
And I think they did appreciate like a lot of the young. It felt like a new chapter of baseball. A lot of new faces that are kind of taking over, and it was very enjoyable. Good for baseball. Good for baseball last night.
Yeah, and like you said, like I mean, it's kind of the same in like the old Pro Bowls where like guys obviously aren't playing the whole game, but like you could play in the first quarter and then get another series in the third quarter and then get another series in the fourth quarter. Like in baseball with these guys, like a lot of these guys you're getting one at bat. So you're probably playing like 2 innings. Like if you don't perform in that at bat, your ass is on the bench the rest of the game, and like that's your all-star game experience. So like, yeah, every single one of them are going up there like, okay, well, this isn't a regular game. Like I don't necessarily need to like try to put out a good piece of hitting here. Like all these guys are trying to hit homers. Like they all want to steal the show. Like I think winning an all-star game MVP, again, in basketball, football, like all that stuff, I don't think it really matters. Like in terms of like legacy, like, for baseball, like I think it holds a little more weight because you're all these pitchers that these guys are facing, almost every single one of them's throwing 100 miles an hour. They're getting a full tank because that guy's only pitching 1 inning. He's only throwing a couple pitches. So like,
it's all you can eat ice cream, right?
It's all you can eat ice cream, exactly.
Right
getting
down
one
the pipe.
just getting canoed
right down the pipe there. And I appreciate the fact that baseball is getting hot and Pittsburgh is the epicenter of it. Because Paul Skenes, which is a beautiful thing.
Really is.
He's the guy. He's the guy, too. The way he handles everything. You saw him show up in the all-white suit.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Sweet. He looks sweet.
They sent his hat to the Hall of Fame afterwards.
Nice.
I think if I'm Paul, I say, I'll hang on to my hat.
Yeah, that hat
give me
stinks,
that back.
Though.
No, that hat goes in his house when he signs
the All-Star game hat. He can just put the regular Pirates hat. It's like, oh, yeah, you want the pink and blue and
you didn't like the unis?
Yeah.
Well, we talked about the unis in the first hour. They're trying to do too much. Yeah, they're trying to do too much. The socks, my big deal. Yeah. Socks just look so stupid.
Jerseys, though.
Jerseys would be cool.
They play.
Like, I think the jerseys themselves, purchasable, cool looking. But, like, the whole kit, like, this is a historic, it kind of looks like clown. The socks kind of look a little clowny, in my eyes. But, like, everything other than that, fantastic. Cody Johnson.
Need a Cody Johnson jersey.
Killed it.
Yeah.
With the hat and everything was beautiful.
That guy. Look at this guy. Yeah. I want to go ranching with this guy.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tackle a steer with this guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what I would do. I'd hop on my four-wheeler, make my horse. I'd I will wrestle that steer just like it did in Montana.
And it certainly doesn't hurt that because it's him last night. It was basically like the equivalent. Like if last night you would have eaten a piece of shit for dinner and then you had a filet mignon the next night. Yeah, it's at Jersey Mike's the next day. It's basically the same thing. Like that certainly didn't hurt, but man, did he knock it out of the park, and we needed it.
Ty, I'm happy you and AJ are the two that have been talking here the most over the last few minutes because you guys were doing some chatting yesterday at the end of the show. Caleb Williams deal done.
Oh, yeah.
Chicago
Yeah.
Bears. There it is. You remember that, AJ? The Packers owner, Packers all-time leading tackler. Whenever there was a little,
Who was lying? Who was lying here?
Well, I think there was just maybe a misunderstanding of what the actual situation was. Nonetheless, $39 million guaranteed over 4 years for the number 1 overall pick. What did Stafford get when he was drafted in 2009 to the Lions? Like $52 million or $56 million? We're almost creeping back up to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like we go back to old CBA money whenever AJ was drafted top 5. These college dudes were getting so much money before ever stepping foot on the field. And obviously you have the stories of all the busts that happened because it's very difficult to be an NFL quarterback or any NFL position, and guys got paid like 30, 40, 50, 70 million dollars guaranteed and then end up not making it and then somehow blowing through it. That money's getting back up there with this. That's a $40 million guarantee for a guy who hasn't played in the NFL yet, and we have no idea how it's going to go. Congrats to him. He's earned it, number 1 overall pick. But the state of the NFL right now, money-wise, is beautiful. AJ Hawk, how much did you get at 5? Just ballpark.
I honestly do not remember my initial deal coming out, but they were longer than 4. Mine was like 5. I think it might have even been 6, technically. I don't know.
What's that?
Years. I'm talking how long it was.
No, I'm talking the money. You were 5 overall. We could look this up.
Yeah,
honestly.
easily.
We can look this up. Andrew Brandt, obviously.
6 years, $37.5 million.
Okay, was that fully guaranteed for
I
them?
got to dig a little more for that.
That was you. Okay.
Not fully guaranteed. No, they weren't. They didn't do that back then.
Okay, so we talk about like old CBA money, and we talk about that. This new money that is in the NFL, gigantic. Now, Florio's reporting, I guess Zito just told me that Caleb has not signed a deal. Caleb Williams has not yet signed his rookie deal with the Bears. As haggling over language continues, he's still expected to do so. In parentheses, I guess what is being told is that he's trying to get rid of the franchise tag.
Yeah.
So he can't get tagged. Okay. Excited. Good luck. I'm excited to see if it works out. People have been trying to do that for a long time.
It's awesome.
If he's able to pull it off, I hope it's the case. But one last, give and take. Hope he's able to accomplish it. He's going to be the Bears quarterback, and he's getting $40 million guaranteed. Has a venture capitalist fund. Made $10 million in NIL at USC last year. Kid's doing great. Congrats. You should be proud of yourself, Caleb.
I don't know, though. Are we
What?
sure?
Should you be?
I did this yesterday.
Expected doesn't mean signed.
Yeah, exactly. He's expected to sign. Sure, he wants to get rid of the franchise tag. Okay, what does he want him to rename the franchise or put his face instead of the Bears logo? What's next? Yeah, or maybe him doing that. I mean, I'm
maybe
just,
10% of all concessions.
I'm just saying, this guy's focused on a lot of stuff that's not football. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I hope he plays. I hope he does well. But I don't know.
AJ Hawk, $14 million guaranteed. Congratulations.
All right, Hawker.
Oh,
right.
man.
In Green Bay, that's like a
Different world.
A signing bonus of $1.9 million as well. Nothing to sneeze at.
Bro, Andrew Brandt took you to the cleaners.
He did.
6
Did
years.
did you have Ed Berry? How about Ed Berry being a star of this Hard Knocks? Have you seen this?
I know. I love having Ed. He pop up there. Yeah, Ed's the man. I mean, we don't have any pictures of Ed, I'm sure, but when people see Ed cruising around with his fits, like the suits that Ed's wear, Ed was sitting there at the Derby. He poured a whole cup of water on his suit to show me that this thing was water resistant. Nothing leaked into it. Dead serious.
Well, I talked about the money team, Ed, in the first hour, and that's not connected with Floyd Mayweather. That is how he talks about, how he goes. He is this humble, religious, Southern, preaching, handsome businessman. Like that is what he is. And he's young, too. I'm a massive fan of old Ed Berry. And then when I see his damn name pop up on Hard Knocks the first time, I'm like, that can't be the same guy. Is that the same Ed Berry? And then all of a sudden I hear him
young
talk.
and he looks young. He's young and he looks even younger than he is. But he's legit like a pastor at a church. Like he's unbelievable human, but also a great agent.
Seen him through a wedding. Yeah. So, I mean, he's a weapon. Ed Berry's a weapon. Speaking of a weapon, ladies and gentlemen, joining us now is a man who has a business called United Wholesale Mortgage, which is top-notch.
Best mortgages out there.
Top-notch. I love him. I absolutely love him. That business has done so well that now he's an owner of a professional sports team. Not just one, 2 of them. He's a former Michigan State Spartan national champion. Go Green!
Go White!
just still don't think you whites should be saying that.
D-Butt?
Yeah.
Come on. I don't have a problem with that.
You should.
Go green!
Go white!
Look at the screen.
You
sure? One more time. Go green!
Go white!
Hell yeah.
What?
Hell yeah.
It's 2024.
School pride.
What did UConn do to you?
School pride.
I agree. Hey, go green!
Go white!
All right. See, now he even changed the.
Yeah.
Had a little southern draw.
Yeah, that was weird.
All right. Anyways, he owns the Phoenix Suns and the Phoenix Mercury. Actually, just built a $100 million practice facility for the WNBA Mercury in Phoenix, and they will be hosting the All-Star Weekend festivities for the WNBA, launching tomorrow night. Ladies and gentlemen, Matt Ishbia. Hey, go green!
What's up? Go white.
Okay,
I'm there with you.
Matt, I'm telling you, this is as soon as I meet Foxy, he's my first Michigan State friend ever. We're walking through an airport, very public. I'm walking next to this guy. He's wearing a Michigan State thing. Another guy wearing a Michigan State thing. We're walking through public place. This guy's walking next to me. They do a go green. Foxy yells, go white in public. And I'm like, yo, we are not doing that shit. Like, that is not how this thing's going to go.
Burns, that's how we do it.
Okay, yep, it is. Yep, shout out Michigan State.
Yeah, and if you don't respond, go white, you're not a real Michigan State fan. If you just say go green back, that's no good.
Yeah, but I think you should let everybody know what you're doing, though. Yeah. Instead of just screaming, go whitey in the middle of a public. You know what I mean? Like, that was anyways, Michigan State, obviously a fantastic place. It's created a lot of great things. You, obviously, being one of them now. Ownership in the NBA and the WNBA. Congrats on all the success. Let's talk about this weekend. Phoenix is hosting the WNBA All-Star Weekend, which starts on Thursday night, Friday, and then game on Saturday. Team USA is taking on the WNBA All-Stars. How excited are you and your team for this? What is Phoenix going to do for this? And what should we be looking forward to, Matt?
Yeah, it's going to be a great weekend. Obviously, the WNBA is at an inflection point. Like, everyone's seeing it, the excitement. Obviously, I know you guys are big in Indiana with Caitlin Clark and all the great things she's doing, but just the rookie class, the legends that we have, Diana Taurasi on our team, so many great players across the league, and it's going to all be there. We're going to make it like an NBA All-Star weekend, a high level weekend, a lot of fun, and we're super excited about it. A lot of fans sold out both nights on national television. It's going to be just an amazing weekend. The WNBA is here and here to stay, and our practice facility is like another crown jewel moment where we're excited to really invest in the girls and invest in the league.
Yeah, I heard you're opening the doors for those tomorrow. Congratulations. Obviously, you took $100 million of your own money to build this practice facility for the Mercury. Opening doors tomorrow. I believe the court in the practice facility is named the Diana Taurasi Practice Court. Is that correct?
Absolutely. Give a little love to her. She's one of the best players of all time, and we're lucky to have her in Phoenix the whole time.
How was the construction? How was the construction of this $100 million facility?
You know, we did it in less than a year. We announced it less than a year ago. We got it up and running, built it from scratch. We're really excited about it. And I know people think it takes a long time, but we really put a lot of focus on it, and the women are super excited.
How many WNBA teams have a full practice facility?
Not that many, but hopefully there's many more follow. Hopefully it's the leading indicator. You know, we're elevating the game. We think it's the best facility in all of women's sports, and hopefully others will follow. Okay, well, congrats on all of that, and congrats on continuing, to want to bring a young energy seemingly into ownership. Whenever you were here for the All-Star game, we talked about the Phoenix Suns, and obviously your first couple years here being an owner over there, spend money. You talked about the luxury tax, and you're like, I don't think people care about how much money I have to pay to the NBA so that we can be a good team. Like, nobody wants to hear that. And I think it comes from the fact that you're, college basketball player, basketball fan. I assume lifelong dream is to own a basketball team. Now, you were sitting in a spot where the Mercury, I believe, are in 6th place. Top 8 make the playoffs are in 6th. The Phoenix Suns now are also in a very interesting spot. How do you feel about living out your lifelong dream of owning basketball teams? And what have you learned, and where are you potentially heading here for this? Yeah, I'm having the best time ever. So much fun, enjoying it. I love basketball. Y'all wasn't good enough to play at that level, so to be able to be part of it in a small way and give the resources to my coach, my players, my GMs, make sure that they have all the tools to be successful. And so, yeah, the Phoenix Suns, the Phoenix Mercury, we're putting a lot of money, a lot of time into it, but a lot of care and love. That's more important. And I'm a fan. At the end of the day, are we going to win? I want to win the championship. Are we going to win? Who knows? But we're going to compete. We're going to do our best. Do you hear all the outside noise? Because a lot of the conversation about the Suns is Kevin Durant happy? Do they have anything to move? Do they have any money? Are they able to do anything? Do you hear all the outside noise? Do you have to block it out? Because I assume before you're an owner, you're a part of that outside noise as a basketball fan. You're like, the way this is going. Then you become an owner, and all of a sudden you're the one that is in the seat that everybody's kind of aiming at. Do you hear? How do you manage that? I hear it. Some parts it frustrates you because they know they're wrong, but some part of you embrace it and enjoy it because you know what? They don't talk about people in last place. They talk about the teams that have high expectations. We have high expectations with the Phoenix Suns. I got Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, Brad Beal, and guess what? We didn't succeed at the level we wanted to. So we get a little egg on our face. Hey, we're going to retool and come back at it again this year, but we ain't going to stop trying, that's for sure.
That's literally sports in a nutshell. Speaking of Kevin Durant, D-But's got a question for you.
Yeah, you got Kevin Durant, Devin Booker over there playing the Olympics. How do those conversations go with you for players that are going and playing, going this Olympic run? We obviously saw Kawhi pull out because of reasons. We know Embiid have had some injury issues. Even KD had a little calf thing. But how do those conversations go with ownership and the team, with the players when they're going into the Olympics?
Just 1,000% support. I mean, Devin Booker and Kevin Durant, it's an honor that they are selected and they want to represent their country. The last thing I'm going to do is ever say, hey, what about this or what about, go over there and win a gold medal, represent our country. I'm going to try to go over there and watch them, support those guys. That's what we do. We're part of each other's team, part of each other's lives. And so supporting our team, and I think they're having a great time. I know they just played earlier today. I know Kevin's not playing right now, but he'll be playing soon, hopefully. And I hope they bring home the gold for the USA.
Yeah, we're playing Serbia. I don't know if that game's over. We're up 14 at halftime.
Yeah, we're up 25 right now, 83-50.
Hey, we're figuring it out, Matt. Our team's figured it out.
We're back.
And you're obviously a guy that I believe what you said is I'll mop the floor if I have to. Like, that was my style as a Michigan State Spartan basketball player. Like, we're smacking whatever it takes. We're doing that. With this Team USA team, it's like everybody's a superstar, have to figure out the role in the team, and they're kind of doing that. Are you helping with that whenever it comes to like the Mercury and the Suns? Do you watch that? Do you observe that? Do you have an interesting take on that? Like people finding their role on teams and how teams can really come together?
Well, that's a big part of anything, whether it's sports, like, all of us in high school, I'm the best player. In college, I'm the worst player, right? In NBA, some of the guys are the best players, and they're all going to the Olympic team, and now there's 12 best players, right? So how do you work together? I mean, I had nothing to do with that with the Olympic team. Obviously, they got great coaches, and Grant Hill runs the whole organization there. But for the Suns and Mercury, that's definitely part of it. You got to make sure pieces fit, and that's part of continuity as well. Like, the Suns didn't do as well as we wanted last year. We won 49 games, but we didn't get to where we wanted. But part of that was our first year together. We got continuity now. We get a little healthier, get things going, and you got to understand your role is this. And on this team, you scored 30 a game, but here you might only score 18 or 20. And that's just team sports. That's life, and you got to adjust. And if you don't adjust, you can't win.
Kids have to play in team sports growing up, by the way. Have to. Have to. We need to continue to bang that drum. Is that gorilla doing anything for you guys this year? Is there anything different going on with the gorilla? Or
you got to come out. I know you love Scottsdale. We're have a great. Come out and check out the gorilla. They do some sweet dunks. We have a lot of fun. Everyone loves it out there.
Yeah, Chef Bose. I mean, listen, we do love. That's probably going to be the end spot for me and the family at some point. Love it out there. Excited to see you guys continue to grow. Go ahead, AJ.
Do you talk to any owners from other sports or even in the basketball world to kind of gauge like how you go about your day-to-day as an owner? Like, is there anyone you can kind of call and lean on and figure out, hey, should I be involved here? Should I not? Do I need to show my face more or less? Because we see owners in all sports at all different levels. We see Jerry Jones all the time. Some owners you never see. Do you have any like a plan on what you do like day-to-day?
Yeah, the other owners have been great. The NFL owners, the MLB owners, the NBA owners. I talked to a lot bit of all of them, in different situations. But the truth is you got to be yourself. You got to be who you are. Like, I'm a hands-on kind of guy. I love it. I'm younger. I'm energetic. I'm involved. I'm passionate. I'm going to make mistakes, but I care. Everyone knows that. Like, you got to be who you are. Just like when you were in the NFL and like you understand how that is. Like, you have to be who you are. You can't try to mold to everyone else. Because I'm not anybody else. I'm 44 years old. I'm an owner of the team, the men's and the women's team. Like, I love women's basketball, men's basketball. There's no one like me, and I'm not in a good way and a bad way. I'm going to be myself. And so, yes, you can lean on others, but you kind of just got to stay true to who you are. And that's what I'm doing. Whether it works or not, we're going to find out, I guess, together.
You and Ryan Smith sit down in those meetings, look at each other, and just be like, you and me next 30 years, buddy. We did it. Do you guys do that?
We talk a lot. He's a great owner. I like him a lot in Utah. We spent some time together yesterday, actually, here in Vegas.
Golfing? Are you a golfer?
I'm not a golfer. Barely can do anything besides basketball, other sports, but I'm not a golfer. But no, with the NBA owners means we're here in Vegas, and now I'm flying to Phoenix today for the WNBA All-Star weekend, so I'm still out in Vegas.
Yeah, Summer League, obviously, there's a lot going on and building of teams, and don't golf with Ryan Smith, sandbagger. He's very, 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 very good. He wears cool hats, too.
Very cool.
He looks sweet.
Great fits.
He does the whole thing. Yeah, just don't do it. Ty has a question for you.
Matt, what went into the decision-making to land on Mike Budenholzer as the new head coach? And then also, also, I know it's probably more so a media thing, but how do you kind of deal with, like, when you have a team like you have and you have a generational player like Kevin Durant, if you guys don't win an NBA championship, you're in that boat where everyone's kind of saying, like, all right, well, Budenholzer's he's not going to cut it. You got to get him out of there. You got to get a new coach who's going to be able to gel with Durant and Devin Booker and all these other guys. Like, how do you approach that whole situation?
Yeah, well, first off, Kevin Durant is a generational player. Devin Booker's becoming that as well. I think those guys are super, and obviously we got Brad and other players too. But for Coach Bud, like, the thing is, you got to put them in position to succeed. So my job as owner, I'm not calling plays. I got to find the best owner that's best for those guys. And so what I learned was the best coach might not be the best coach for my guys, right? And so you got to find and I think Coach Budenholzer is going to be the best for our guys, holding them accountable, pushing them. He's won an NBA championship. He's won it as an assistant in San Antonio, won it as a head in Milwaukee. But also, he's a CEO. He's a leader. He's a director. He's in charge. There's no question. I'm in the room with him. I report to him. He's the man. And so I love that. And I think Kevin and Devin and Brad, all of our players love it. You want a leader. You need someone to lead a team. And Coach Bud's that guy. I'm really excited about him.
Exciting. Now, you're making a lot of moves, obviously. And by a lot of moves, I mean in that particular position. So it's always going to be loud. There's always going to be chatter, especially in that Western Conference. Hey, loaded, star-studded over there. I assume you don't want it any other way, right? I mean, that's why you sign up you need it.
You got to compete to win. You know, there's a lot of great teams. You know, there's a lot of teams that can win the Western Conference or win the NBA championship. You can also miss the playoffs. It's that competitive out there. And so it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited about it. And I think we got the team to compete.
How you still shoot at all or no?
I do. You know, when I come back to your guys' spot, I'm gonna have to get a couple shots up with you.
Okay, so you still? I mean, you played at college basketball.
Yeah.
You're a white dude from Michigan.
He's training threes all day.
I assume you splash. Yeah, is that right?
I'm okay. I can shoot a little bit. You know, I was a point guard. I passed the ball better, but I can shoot a little bit.
Oh, yeah, but you got handles. TJ McConnell, though, you know, he's point guard, but he will splash if he has to. Like, athlete it in.
Pritchard range.
Yeah, if he creates any space, it's going. That's him too, huh?
Got to be.
Oh, you're
floater. Probably got a mean floater.
Yeah, are you mid? Yeah, is it mid range? Are you getting separation?
I do love TJ McConnell's game. He's at University of Arizona. He's out here in Phoenix, you know, from Arizona out this way, and I love his game. But he's much better than I am. But I have a little style. I know I'm not going to take him. Don't worry. I know that you're looking at me like that.
Yeah. Thank you. That is.
bad.
We love him out here, and he's a Pittsburgh guy. You know, Pittsburgh guy goes to University of Arizona like Gronkowski, you know, to Western Pennsylvania.
Hell yeah.
Connor has a question for you. It feels like things are good right now.
Yeah, Matt, how much at the owners' meetings you guys talking about kind of the future of the NBA with the media deals that are now pouring in? Is there going to be a lot of changes when it comes to like broadcasting? Are you guys considering that? And what also are you guys going to do with the new WNBA media deal that was just announced?
Yeah, you know, there's a lot of changes coming, but I think they're changing for the better. You know, I think Adam Silver's done an amazing job leading these leagues and doing all the great things he does with this media deal, and it's getting great partners, and it's really trying to grow the league. And everyone wants to consume it. It's a global league. You know, it's the one sport that's definitely global, just like soccer is throughout the world, basketball is throughout the world. And so kudos to Adam Silver. And we talk about like the future of the media world, but also the future of the game. Like there's competition committees. How do we make things better? How do we look at foul? You know, there's a lot of really great stuff. And like I said, I think everything starts with the leader, and Adam Silver is an amazing leader. And I think the NBA is in great position because of him.
Yeah, whenever you have, I don't want to say like every business has to be this way, but kind of. Whenever you have at least a vision, right, and you know who to follow behind, feels like Adam Silver is very comfortable in that role and very good at that role, right?
Absolutely. Definitely the leader. Definitely knows what he wants. He communicates great. And the league is doing great. The league is flourishing. And obviously you have to have star players and great everything. But it starts with Adam, and he does a great job. And we all try to play our roles in helping the league grow.
I appreciate the hell out of Adam Silver. He went to bat for me. I appreciate the hell out of it. Go ahead, AJ.
Are there any challenges that you've come across over the last couple of years as an owner that you may not have thought about, you know, when you initially got the team to, you know, I would imagine every single day you have a billion things you're dealing with, but like what's a couple things that you may have not seen coming up?
Well, the big thing is I saw it coming, but I didn't realize like the amount of exposure and the amount of second guessing of everything that you do. You know, I was a fan my whole life, and it's like, why did they do this? But you hear it from a million people. And, you know, if you fail in business, my mortgage company does great every day. If we have a bad day, nobody knows and nobody cares, right? If we have a bad day at the Phoenix Suns, like I got 38 texts, 29 phone calls. Why didn't you think of this? I'm like, I wasn't even at the game, and we're doing our best. Like it's a So, you get so much exposure, so much notoriety tied to it. But at the same time, I embraced that. So I love that. And I kind of expected it, just it's bigger.
Yeah.
And the other big thing is, AJ, is just health. You got to have a healthy team no matter, a lot of players get hurt, and it's part of the game. And that's impacted our success, but a lot of team success.
Sorry, I stepped on you there in the middle of that. Your mindset is like such a classic, like billionaire mindset. Do you hear that? These are all obstacles or they're opportunities. Like your mind is like just naturally. Have you always been that way? Is that just how you're wired?
I'm just positive. I'm excited. I'm lucky to be in the position I am. I love what I do. And at the same time, obstacles, they're opportunities to get better and improve. And we're going to keep doing it.
Yeah, I mean, and you get a bunch of text messages, and it's good to hear from everybody.
Yeah.
So that's like how you billionaire. Connor has a question for you, Matt.
Yeah, Matt, obviously the biggest story of the draft this year was Bronny, and he only wanted to go to two places, L.A. or Phoenix, and that was kind of the only two places he was willing to go, it seemed. Are you and Jeannie Buss, like, dapping up when you guys go to the owners' meetings? Like, look at us, we're doing it? Or what is the mindset or kind of like the thought around that when a player of his stature only wants to go to your team?
Yeah, I think, I don't know exactly where Bronny want to go. We really like Bronny. We thought he was a good player. I know the Lakers drafted him. I hope he has a great career. He's got a great basketball IQ. He does a lot of great things, and he's got a lot of pressure to be the son of one of the greatest of all time. He's got pressure on him, and so we thought it might be a good fit here in Phoenix. Obviously, the Lakers drafted him. I wish him the best, but we feel good. Like, people want to come here. We want Phoenix to be a destination for the Mercury, for the Suns, for the players, like for fans. Like, we want it to be a destination. So when people want to play for us or want to be part of our organization, whether it's free agents, whether it's rookies, it feels great. We're trying to build that here in Phoenix. We're trying to do something special. And so it's always a positive thing, in my opinion.
Hey, special weekend this weekend for basketball. Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese taking on Team USA over there in Phoenix at the Footprint Center. What are you expecting from the game? We just watched the I don't know enough about the WNBA All-Star game. I do apologize. I will certainly watch this because this is massive. This is must watch. This is like marquee this weekend, which is great for the state of the game, great for everything. We just watched the MLB All-Star game. It was awesome. Like, everybody it was great. It was great television. The NBA All-Star game is what it is. I mean, it's always going to be. The NFL Pro Bowl is what it is, always going to be that way. What should we be expecting from this weekend, and what are you hearing from the chirping of Team USA versus the WNBA All-Stars?
Well, I think it's going to be extremely competitive. Difference is definitely when the Olympic team plays against the rest. I think it's going to be, and I think it's older versus young. It's going to be a pretty cool game. I think it's going to have a lot of excitement. I think it's going to be competitive. Obviously you can never predict the All-Star game, but I think be on the lookout, because I think the young players, or the Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, but also there's all the great WNBA All-Stars on that team versus the Olympic greats. It's going to be a battle. We'll see who wins. It'll be fun.
I see you're rolling out the orange carpet on Thursday night. You gonna be all suited and booted? You doing the fashion walk, the entrance thing?
I mean, I don't look like you, Pat. I can't get away with that. I'm gonna do my best. I'm not a good-looking guy. I'm just gonna get out there and
dress like a full asshole, dude.
Yeah.
Wear those. We just saw the Fashion Week out in Paris, where people are just wearing asshole costumes.
Yep. Wear a shin guard. Put a shin guard.
Put a shin guard on. Cut off the back of your suit.
Orange carpet, maybe Lloyd Christmas from Dumb and Dumber.
Oh, yes. Rip that top hat. Do the entire thing. I mean, really own that runway, Matt. Own that thing.
All right. I'm gonna look into that. I might do that.
Please. We would be a part of another massive story. You're the man. Keep crushing it. We appreciate your time. Good luck this weekend.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate you guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, Matt Ishbia.
Yeah, Matty.
Got continuity, okay? Everybody needs to get because people are like, you got Kevin Durant, Booker, and Bill. You do
better win.
What are you gonna do? You can trade 20-31 pick. Is that what you're gonna do?
That's what they've done.
Tough job.
They've done here for a little while. A bunch of different types of super teams, and then went to the finals. They did end up going to the finals, but
Ishbia is like, we're gonna figure it out. Okay? And if that luxury tax thing can be, manipulated,
skirted around.
He is certainly seen from our conversations with him. He is gonna. So how much are they gonna find me for this? $250 million. Fuck, are we gonna win?
People still selling houses?
Yeah, all right, sweet.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we would like to do that. Let's go ahead and do it. I like that. 44 years old is very young. That's very, very young.
I like that he built a $100 million practice facility for the WNBA team. Like that, I wish every owner would update their facilities if you don't already have a new one.
Own money there. And I think this is a younger generation thing. Because we all kind of, I don't want to say we all and act like I have the same brain as those people, but it's like the expectation, I know the NFL does it, and it's a lot of money, and it brings a lot of money to the city and everything like that. But if you're a bazillionaire, in the world in which we live right now, just build your own shit.
Yeah.
Every other business has to do it. Seemingly, build your own shit, then you can own it too. So then if there's an AFC championship game that needs a home in a dome stadium, and you have one, you can just be like, yeah, we'll host the AFC Championship game in 2 weeks. Or the city will say, nah, we actually got a volleyball tournament that comes here every single year, 40,000 kids, so we are going to do that. And you can't host the AFC Championship. And it's like, I don't blame the city for doing that because that's a long-term contract. But it's like, if you can own your own shit, do it. And you should be the one that, I don't want to say has to, but like, because you're bringing a lot of money to the city, but you should feel obligated to them.
Yes.
You know, like it feels like you get to own one of these teams. Like you get to, like that's I think that's a different view now of people that are getting into kind of ownership. Now, in the NFL, it's always going to be because everything's so expensive.
Yeah.
So much cement, so much space and everything. It's always going to be any amount of money that comes into the city, and a Super Bowl comes, which is even more. So it's always going to be a business arrangement. But I like him taking $100 million and just being like, yeah, let's build a facility. Let's do that. Like, that's cool. Like, that's what a billionaire, you know? Like, if I'm
younger thing, I think that's a younger thing too. Like, hey, you take care of your people, your people will take care of you. Like, especially with athletes, hey, you give them all that they need. They hopefully, if you bring the right people in, they're going to do what it takes to get you the championship.
Yeah, like it's not an easy way to win over fans immediately because you're spending a shit ton of money. But when you are a billionaire, like it is a pretty easy way. Like, hey, I'm investing all of my own shit into this. So, like, let's pack this stadium out. Like we see it in Utah. Like you see it with Ryan Smith and what happens with the Utah Jazz. They've sold out, 270 straight home games. It's not like the Utah Jazz are the number one seed in the West. Like they still have like the support of their fans no matter what.
And I don't think Ryan's paying for that all. It's a big arena, but they're making renovations for the hockey. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, incredible.
It's gonna be, I like young minds getting in there. I like young minds getting in there and continuing to evolve because professional sports are the greatest thing on earth. College sports are also professional sports. Love them as well. We'll be back tomorrow with a great Thursday. Boy, tomorrow's show is going to be top-notch. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It might change their life. Oh, I don't know if the end of life hit me.
I think you got it.
Yeah, just check.
I think
it.
it's going to say lift. Check to be lift.
Check the tape. They get it.
I think it's going to be lift.
It's all right.
That means life in a different language, though.
Certainly.
Mm-hmm.
There's other countries where you say things that mean things in our country, and then you say it in their country. It's completely different. And then in reverse, like England calls some things.
Yeah, I can't be smoking cigs.
Like what?
Whoa.
That one.
That's just the truth.
He's right.
That's the one I'm talking about.
That's just the truth.
I'll tell you, there's a comedy club down in Austin, I think, that is looking for cigarettes all the time.
Yeah, well, at least they were a couple nights ago.
It's a wild time. It is a wild time to be alive, obviously. Anytime people are trying to make people feel better, that's a good thing. We need to keep that going. Feel good, good vibes. Life's hard enough for everybody. We already know that, okay? And that's just how it is. So I'm happy that, hey, here we are.
Enjoy it.
Let's enjoy this thing.
We're here.
Let's enjoy this thing. Because perspective takes place. You can either get angry about everything or you can look at it like in a positive fashion. Let's do that. Let's do that. Now, for instance, I should probably take my own advice. Sometimes when I see somebody say something and I'm like, yeah, just don't worry about it. Just move along. Just be positive. But also, who the fuck is this?
Hold on. You're allowed to, and you spend a couple minutes on, then you move on.
Type a full thing up.
Yep.
Read it through. Oh, if I sent it, this would be signed, sealed, delivered. Game over if I was to do this. But I'm not going to do it. I'm going to put the phone back in the bathing suit.
Yep.
And I'm just going to walk. I'm going to walk it off. And there's a couple of those during the commercial or during the break. But we need to stop doing that. We need to stop caring. We all just need to understand that this life ends literally at any moment. And who gives? Let's keep going.
Yeah, but
let's keep going.
That's a good way to kind of do it, though, is like getting it out. Because if you don't, then down the road, there is that one person who maybe on the wrong day, says something, and then they do get the full, not edited version of that burial.
Yeah, because that thing has been thought out now.
Exactly.
And that person might have something like as innocuous as like today's show wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be. Like not even malicious, not even, and you're just like, you know what? Fuck it. This guy's dead. I'm killing him.
I'm past those. Those have been happening for a long time. Even like tweets were getting judged back in the day for me, which was like, this is one of his worst tweets. It's like, geez, all right, I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was pretty good at going to work. So those people don't matter. It's all the blogging journalist people, like
the industry.
Yeah, whenever they say stuff, I'm like, you don't even fucking know. Like, you have no idea about anything that is happening. Just read your little fucking teleprompter, talk about what they tell you to talk about, and shut up. Like, that is what I want to. That is kind of what I want to say there, but I don't. And this is new me.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Look at you.
This is new us. We're all going to do this.
Well,
Sure.
Right?
I mean, I don't know.
Sure.
I'm proud of us.
Something to think about for sure.
Gumps, you're the one I'm talking to.
Something to think about.
Gump will copy paste the tweet, send it to me quick as possible.
Yeah. You see this?
Really?
Yeah, Nick was playing something earlier. I'm like, I don't need to hear it. Nick, I do not need to hear this. I do not need to hate anybody right now, okay? I'm turning over a new leaf. Woke up during the break, had that idea, had that mindset, go look in the mirror. Hey, we don't care about these people anymore. Fuck these people. We don't care about them. Then, hour or two passes.
What did that guy say again?
We don't care about these
Let me
people.
check that.
We don't care. Yeah, it's a whole thing. All right, anyways, what if Wednesday? I really enjoyed the baseball last night.
It really is the best All-Star game because you can't, to Ty's point, you can't half-ass that or you are the biggest dipshit out there.
I'm FaceTiming Jet passing here. He's probably traveling. That's the issue with all these events is day after everybody we'd like to talk to, normally on the road back home.
Also, they need to do something for passing.
Jet, okay. Hey, we're live.
You know what?
We're live, okay?
Help him out. Yeah. Get him a stool.
Hey, absolute home run, All-Star game, everything except for the socks that they had Paul Skenes wearing. What do you think?
Uniforms were a disaster. Players were fantastic. And seeing Skenes out there versus Henderson.
Hold on. You got to tell that cart in that airport they cannot. Now's not the time for them to be moving any people around that airport. That beep got real loud. But baseball crushed last night, brother. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It was fantastic. No, it was fantastic. And look, baseball's always done the All-Star game better than any other sport because baseball is a game that is made up of constant one-on-one competitions. And seeing Paul Skenes out there against the elite of the elite, and seeing Shohei Ohtani go up there and smack a 3-run home run, and seeing Jarren Duran from the Red Sox win the MVP by hitting a home run himself, the whole thing was great. And I love the fact that baseball has this showcase that it does, where the best of the best actually care. It's an all-star game where there's real competition, and that's what we're always looking for.
I just heard some real meatheads in the back say, well, there's also no physicality, so, we're not really worried about anybody bumping into anybody or tackling anybody.
Connor knows a lot about physicality. Okay.
Okay, that was Nick Moraldo that actually said it. Connor didn't say anything, but Nick probably echoes the sentiment of a lot of people that maybe aren't the biggest baseball fans, but I think baseball is bringing in a lot of new fans right now, Jet. I think that is a real thing. And last night, Paul Skenes burying Aaron Judge, just putting him to sleep with one pitch. Good for baseball, bad for baseball. What do you think, Jet?
Great for baseball because the Pirates are going to be facing the Yankees, and we're going to see Skenes versus Soto and Judge again. And that's the best of what the game can be, right? When you got power versus power, you got Haas versus Haas. You got two dudes just going straight up against each other and trying to make the other look bad. And look, as much as the Judge at bat was a little disappointing because it was only one pitch.
Disappointing? It was not. It was dominant. You're wrong. D word, dummy. It was dominant. It was one pitch. That's all it was. Put him to sleep.
I know it was one pitch, but the at bat versus Soto to me was even better. That was a I think it was a 6-pitch at bat. First pitch made him look absolutely silly, swinging through the splinker. Came back, and Soto, takes a couple of balls, does his little shuffle thing, and then tries to take a huge daddy hack and swings right over the splinker again. And he ended up working a walk because that's what Juan Soto does. He's got the best eye in the world right now. But
really,
the idea that these two can face each other and that it's going to mean something in a regular season game, and that we could be seeing a Pirates-Yankees series down the line in the World Series. I mean, that's where the excitement is, man. Baseball's a game that needs stars. And I think Paul Skenes, if it wasn't established already, it is now, firmly clear. He is a star. He is up there with Ohtani, and Judge and Soto is an absolute must-see.
Yeah, I agree. And we thought there was a chance that he was dancing with Soto, because he was okay with a walk. If a walk comes, we'll get Aaron Judge. If not, and we were talking about that, literally led the show with that. We love that he did this. And then we got message immediately, nah, he was trying to strike out Soto. And the box on TV said it was a strike, 100 on the inside. Obviously, it kind of crosses off Contreras a little bit. I believe is how you baseball people would describe the situation. But last night was awesome. Now, Well, I'm just echoing. I'm a parrot right now of what Ty said earlier and what you have said over the last couple of days. The memory's normally pretty good, so I can use other people's information pretty solidly. But Ty said there was a little TV situation that happened. I don't know if you can hear him or not.
Jet, tell him to stop fucking doing that where they put you and Kirkshin over there. Like, they got to give you guys something when I first of all, I didn't know Kevin Connors was fucking 7'5". But I mean, what are they doing? It's bullshit. It's not right, and you need to really go in there and raise some hell.
What am I supposed to do? Like stand on a box, put in lifts?
Yes.
Yeah, I think the box.
Irishman shoes.
I think the box. I think you do, what's his face?
De Niro.
De Niro in The Irishman where he had those shoes. Imagine you walking around in those shoes.
Or at least have him lower the deck. Like, Kirkshin's chin was on the desk when you guys were up there.
What is that?
It's not right.
He said, Jesus, I can hardly even see over the desk right now. Can we lower does anyone have a screwdriver? We can lower the legs.
Anyway, hey, we appreciate your guys' service. Thank you for doing what you did. The game was awesome. Cody Johnson crushed the national anthem.
Yeah, I mean, you would have crushed the national anthem compared to the dirt.
All right. Safe travels, Jet.
Couldn't help, Jet.
Jeez. So that's your take on the national anthem there, on the shit sandwich, the Jersey Mike's.
Yep.
And then AJ goes, it's all isolated one-on-one things. That's Jet passing. We got range here, boys.
Yes, we do.
Yeah,
we're baseball.
Range.
Where'd you go?
I had to take a piss. Perfect time, baseball talk. Get out. Boom. Done.
That was awesome.
Good game, though.
It was great. All right. Let's come back on the other side. We got to make predictions.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Super Bowl predictions on the other side.
Oh, yes. All right.
First team has reported the training camp.
Mm-hmm.
The NFL season has officially begun.
Mm-hmm.
Who's winning the Super Bowl?
Ooh.
We don't know who's on what team.
No.
Where's Brandon Ayuk? We have no fucking idea. We have no clue how any of these rookies are going to be. We know Caleb Williams is looking at an offer that says $39 million guaranteed. We've heard he hasn't signed it. How's he going to do? Because what if he plays good ball? They got weapons. They got a defense. They got an entire situation maybe in the NFC North. And Jordan Love is the end of the season last year what it's going to be going forward, like Devontae Adams and everybody else who has eyes think?
Yes.
What about C.J. Stroud, Houston Texans? Was that a one-year thing? If they don't win a couple playoffs games, is this a sophomore slump for C.J. Stroud?
Uh-oh.
And what about Patrick Mahomes? You see him? His shorts are riding up when he walked out into training camp. He's got a TV there.
Yeah.
Travis Kelce's doing Taylor Swift dance moves.
Mm-hmm.
Are they going to be able to win 3 straight Super Bowls for the first? We don't know shit about fuck. But we're going to pick Super Bowl champs on the other side.
That's right.
Hope you guys give the right answer.
I am.
Don't take my answer.
Well, I already have mine, so.
I hope you agree with me because I'm right.
I don't know. If you agree with me, then you're right, yeah.
Well, the thing about my pick is if your pick is my pick, then I feel good about our pick.
The thing about my pick is that my guy already saw this in the future, so.
Who's your guy? Your NCAA college.
O's?
Oh,
Who,
yeah.
Dutch? Dutch hasn't made a jump yet. Dutch Danger. I fucked it up.
Coach Dutch Danger.
Yeah, I fucked it up yesterday.
Yeah, he said Dale Dutch.
He's just fucking 5'6" a hell.
Dutch Danger is?
Yeah, 5'6", 280.
AJ, did you hear he speak? I don't know if he was being serious or not.
I am.
He was speaking into his.
That's why they got to take a knee.
He was speaking into his.
Oh wait, are you serious? It's a real. Is there a mic on the remote?
There's a mic on the controller.
Yeah.
They can't hear me, but just for mental effects,
they can hear you.
I can hear me.
We are they? Who are they?
Yeah, bingo.
We expect. Who expect?
You got it.
Yeah.
Let's start over.
Now you get it.
Yeah, we did that opening week. And they
Put
fucking
the
loved it.
fear of God in these motherfuckers.
Line up this motherfucking scoreboard.
Now let me the fuck down. I did that a couple times.
Yep.
Do you see Coach JB on the internet whenever this NCAA college
Coach
football?
Coach Chef JB. He makes some amazing cuisine.
Who is he
on too.
feeding?
Everybody, the whole neighborhood.
I don't even know. I don't know what neighborhood he lives in to have that much. He'll have 70 racks of ribs.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, Chef JB cooking today.
Yep.
It's
Big Dog's got to eat.
Yep.
Get that brisket. Here we
Big
got that
Smitty,
brisket. He's got like
Cam, all the boys.
Yeah, he's got
all the
full
boys.
cow.
Dogs.
Yep.
Those dogs.
Boy, the internet really enjoyed Coach JB's clips.
Yeah.
From Last Chance U, whenever they were trying to motivate the boys.
And Buddy Stevens had a couple as well.
I didn't see any of Buddy.
Yeah, he had a couple. He fought a ref.
Oh, yeah.
One game.
Don't touch me, motherfucker. Pushes a guy bumps into him. That is the
ref swings on
JB
him.
really took over because he's a lightning rod. I'm gonna have to get you a nice little cut up of Buddy Stevens from season 1.
Last Chance U?
Yeah, in season 2, he is.
I've only seen 3 episodes of Last Chance U, and it's all JB.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Buddy, what a coach.
Yeah.
I was happy I didn't have to go the JUCO route while I was watching it. Oh, man, thank God. I didn't have great grades, but that SAT score got me out of that entire situation. And then any guy that I hear makes it from JUCO after watching it, I'm like, way to go, dude. What a story.
You earned it. You earned it.
What a story. And then you got JB over there just every day of his life trying to motivate these guys.
Oh, yeah. I actually recently rewatched all 16 episodes over break that he's in. Just unbelievable. Unbelievable. Still is. Still holds up. It's the best.
Zito just said, you want me to call him? It's like, I don't know if we should be calling Coach JB. And Coach JB understands we probably shouldn't be calling him.
Not right now. So
let's call Coach JB, actually. Let's see if he...
How about when he walked in, he smelled weed on a couple dudes smelled like weed in his one meeting. He lost his mind.
Oh, yeah.
I want to know his actual thoughts on everybody using his clips to describe what they are doing in this college football game. He has to feel so good about it, but then once again, he's going to remind us, Netflix didn't fucking pay me anything.
Well, and that's what he said. Fucking NCAA's better pay my ass.
I hope he answers.
That's
I really
JB
hope he answers.
football, baby.
Yep.
That is JB football.
What time is it? 11 on the West Coast?
Yeah, but he goes live at like 4 a.m.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean.
I got a little...
Yak.
Got that yak. Stick. Yep.
What a human.
Love him.
All right, let's get to a break. Didn't answer.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Oh, he's on car play. Because he's rolling around in that caddy.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, you got
Or
to
the
car
Maz.
play.
Or the Maz.
Yeah, he had that for a minute.
What a human. What a human.
He's the best.
Yeah.
He's a master motivator.
Which is what he actually says.
Yeah.
He told the team while motivating them how motivating he was.
Talking about getting grades, saying, I didn't learn a squirt of piss in high school or college.
But
I'm a cold hustler.
I'm a stone cold hustler.
Yeah.
And then he, as he was doing a motivational speech, he told them he was the greatest motivator on earth. I've never seen anybody actually utilize complimenting yourself as a motivator when motivating. And that's what the motivation.
Exactly.
That's the expertise. That's
Next
a master
level.
class.
Yeah.
That's a master class. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now is a man who has spoke to every single NCAA college football 2025 team seemingly on the internet. From Last Chance U, national champion, Coach JB.
Yeah, Coach.
What's up, gentlemen?
Coach, just great car, great stick. Thank you for pulling off to the side of the road. Hope you don't get killed here. Honestly, the side of the road, LA, I assume, that's not necessarily the safest place on earth. So we'll make this quick. How do you feel about all of these new coaches now in this NCAA college football 2025 game using your speeches to motivate these boys from one side of the country to the other, Coach?
I feel broke.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. Can I get like a royalty or something? Like, Netflix already screwed me. I'm getting screwed by EA Sports now too? Like, holy shit. I hit him up. I reached out to him like, hey, trying to be cordial and nice. I'm a nice guy, you know me.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, EA Sports, maybe I can actually be your video guy, the actual do a real video instead of using my name, image, and likeness.
Oh, shit.
And maybe I can get a little piece of the pie, but nah, it's all right. Just keep sharing my 500 million views of it.
I don't mean to laugh at you, but obviously you are a hilarious, miserable person, and this is kind of this is how it goes.
Hey, Pat, I was actually chilling. My back went out yesterday, so I didn't even do my show today. So I just left my chiropractor, and I'm waiting on this damn cigar company to open. They're late, of course. I mean, come on.
Shit. Okay, so life is good. Last question for me, because I know the last time we talked to you, you had not watched the Netflix series Last Chance U. You said that. You said, I've not watched it, but obviously you've heard from everybody. Now, do you see some clips that come across your way? You're like, I don't remember saying that. And then all of a sudden, I killed that. And do you judge your clips whenever you see them? You're like, I murdered that one.
Nah. A broad came over to the house the other day, and I didn't really want to watch Netflix with her and chill. But she wanted to watch the show. We watched one episode.
Okay.
And I'm like, I can't watch this.
Okay.
And she was like, oh, my God. I'm like, I don't want to watch this. It was the first scene of the cow scene or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, they only made about $4 billion off my name on this shit. I'm not watching Netflix either. So I'm spiteful right now, Pat. I don't want to watch Netflix. I don't want to watch EA Sports video game. I'm like, man, and I can't even get 40,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel.
Well, you're going to. You're going to the moon. We appreciate the hell out of you, Coach. Hopefully it'll get figured out, and we know the Netflix and chill thing, what that leads to. Bad backs, chiropractors. We appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, Coach JB.
Coach.
Obviously, the opinions and the way that Coach JB speaks about people is not reflective of how we speak, but JB is somebody who seemingly signed on for a reality show.
Mm-hmm.
And then when the producers made the reality show, they said, we got something.
We got it. Yeah, we found him.
And I think this happened with a lot of reality TV.
Yes.
Where they don't really make anything, right? Because you're not really...
Not until like season 7 if you're doing reality.
What was the Korean show? The biggest shit ever.
Squid Games?
Yeah, didn't they get kind of
that lady didn't get her money for a while, but she did end up getting it.
Yeah, that's like a competition game
Little
show.
different,
Like reality, like Jersey Shore, for instance. Remember, there was like a full-on holdout before like season 6 because they weren't making it real world.
The Miz is like a good the Miz carried Real World and then the Challenge for a little.
They had to make all their money from like club appearances. That was the big thing back in the day in that reality show era. We'd show up at a club and they'd be like, Bumper Buck McFuck from whatever reality show is actually in the VIP. You won't go, maybe he's doing an appearance, taking pictures. And it's like, why is that person here? It's like, well, this is their business.
Yeah.
Like you get popular on these reality shows. These companies, the production networks, they're the ones that make all the money off the show, right? Now, there's a lot of those shows that fail.
Yep.
And they lose a shit ton of money and that whole thing. That's their side of it. And then the person has to like kind of make money off of it doing it. In JB, I mean, that was like kind of the story. That was the exact story because his clips on that Last Chance, they're running around the internet right now. Wild.
Oh, yeah.
Just running around wild right now. And what a human. Born and raised in Compton, California. He'll let you know that, obviously. He will say things that you would assume that you should not say, but then he'll say,
I can say that.
I can say whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah.
He's a weapon, dude. An absolute weapon. Loose cannon, weapon.
Absolutely.
Love him.
Hey, Netflix didn't need to figure something out.
Yeah, they should.
They shouldn't do stand-up, though. Like, why don't they just do stand-up? What?
Can you imagine? I mean, it just turned into crowd work. He just,
Bingo.
he just.
It'd be great.
He needs to figure out, like the way you profit off of those things is like appearances and stuff. He has the podcast, obviously, he has the YouTube, he's doing the whole thing. But like him going on a stage and just slaughtering people.
Kill Tony.
Like that would be he gets 60 seconds.
Yeah,
He just
exactly.
walks up there like he would just, that
He
might
should have been on the Brady roast. He could have done the Brady roast.
The only issue is potentially he gets distracted in the middle of it, But if he honed his craft,
Right.
and he would be able to crowd work himself into a very successful career, I think. Personally.
Oh, yeah.
Just watching him cook.
Oh, yeah. For
But
sure.
there would be something that JB would.
I don't know why we're talking about this. He needs to be on the sideline. All right, that's where Coach JB
You're right.
with a fucking headset on,
I agree.
cameras, mic. That's where Coach JB needs to be. He's motivating millions right now.
I mean, if Mayo
Fake
doesn't
players,
work out-
real players.
Fake players, real. And you talked about that JUCO route. Those are the type of coaches you need in JUCOs.
Yeah, you're right.
Get Coach JB a headset.
Can we run one of those?
Stat.
Can we run one of those? Let's do the fear of God in these motherfuckers.
I got it right here. Yep. I got it right here. I had to listen to it yesterday just because. Oh, yeah, you want me to send it?
Yeah, so we can put it up on the thing.
Right before a big championship game?
It really depends. Because sometimes at halftime, my boys are just, they're not feeling it the way they used to. Like,
Well, it's because they got a 5'4" coach. It's tough to take him seriously.
6', and he's 280. He's a fucking shit house. Okay? It's not like he's just skin and bones, okay? And does
You choose the height and weight for your coach on there?
Oh yeah, pipeline where he came from. He learned under Kiffin, so it's not as if he's just some dipshit.
Oh, really?
He's an offensive genius. Yeah, he played center at Bentley U in Waltham, Massachusetts.
Okay, is that D3?
D2. Tough D2 ball. We've had some NFL guys that Dutch played with.
Here's Coach J.
This is only the 14 one.
Yeah.
Zeke, I just texted to you. Want me to airdrop it?
Yeah, we need the full thing.
Yeah,
Because
I got all 105.
You
here.
actually watch the team figure out what they're doing.
Exactly.
Because obviously we weren't able to rehearse this. This is JUCO.
Yep.
Okay, we're jogging out for a game in the tunnel. You don't get to go through all of the. I think an airdrop just took place of a video. You don't get to go through all the semantics of like, hey boys, I'm gonna give a speech. You guys are gonna do a callback. We're gonna do that. So they didn't get a chance to really do that until live, right before a game. And I'll tell you what, Coach JB got the boys going.
Yeah.
You got it? All right, you ready? On three, fellas, you got it. 1, 2, 3. To dominate the line of fucking scrimmage. Go again. Who's that? Go, loud, go. To put 11 hats on the ball all night long. To shut these motherfuckers out. To lead this bitch victorious.
They thought it was over.
Yep.
You think that's it? Come on.
No.
You feel it now. You feel it now. All right, let's start it over then. Let's go. On you. 1, 2, 3. Dominate the line of scrimmage. Put 11 hats on the motherfucking ball. To shut these motherfuckers out. To lead this bitch victorious. To not let me the fuck down. To light up this motherfucking scoreboard. To put the fear of God in these motherfuckers.
To win the had audible.
Yep.
He had audible.
Yep.
Yeah, we think we're good.
Too high.
Oh man, jeez.
Should have seen Cam Rising hearing that speech.
Cam Rising is obviously on Coach Dutch Danger's team.
Yeah, of course. Leader, not just non.
Cam Rising back. Pig farmer. He's back another year.
Yeah,
Believe so.
because he got another year eligibility.
Yeah, because he got hurt last year.
Yeah.
Great hair.
Is that COVID thing up now? Isn't it now? It expired. You don't get like an extra COVID year.
It was interesting. There was like 8-9 years, guys.
Yeah.
It still is. There's that one kid who plays like tight end at Oregon who's been. I mean, granted, it goes back before COVID, but I think this is his last year because of the COVID.
So back in the day, there used to be like gray shirt, blue shirt, red shirt.
Mm-hmm.
I had a friend who had all those, and he was there like
Is blue shirt hurt? What is blue shirt?
medical, I think, right? Gray shirt is like sitting out that first semester, checking in.
Yeah.
Then he can red shirt after that. Then blue shirt is a medical one. So it was like he was 6.5, 7 years. Could have been a doctor. I was in the NFL. I got franchise tagged. He was still in school, and he and I same class. So that was a fun. And he was the perfect human for that to happen. I mean, he trips the guy. You know that whole took place. But now it's like guys were just I'm coming. Yeah, I'm coming back. Yeah. Guys transferred. Let's see if the NCAA will let me play. Yeah, year 8's good. How about this guy?
Hate it.
You hate it.
Fucking hate it. Get in the workforce. All right. You had your shot. Get in the fucking workforce. Just get kids in high school trying to get a scholarship, all right?
Okay.
If these guys and gals a chance.
Go to the XFL. Go to the XFL.
UFL. So I know that you feel that way. You feel that way. Where were you guys whenever this was happening, the punters and the kickers for the Australians?
Oh, yeah.
Where were you guys when I was happening?
Oh, well, we can't say you're not allowed to come over here and play.
That's different. We had some old Canadians on our college team, too.
Jared House was on my team. I get that. He was like 26, 27-year-old freshman. But, like, it got to a point where it felt like every punter was 45 years old in college. Like 45-year-old Aussie. And it's like if I'm running a team, if I'm Dutch Danger, I'm signing a 45-year-old Australian as well. Let me get this straight. You're going to be able to just hit this ball 38, 40 yards every single time? Yep. You're married with kids? Yep. All right. So you're going to have no problem? Yep. Perfect. Yeah, I would definitely do that. But then you got like 17-year-old, kids that are like, all of a sudden, there's 40% of the scholarships available that there used to be for a position. And I know it's just kickers and just punters, but that became a massive.
When did that start?
I would say like probably within the last 10 years.
That happened to high school kids on the edge. I talked to parents who their kid was, a couple of them were like the kids going into their second year of college. Couple I know, they sent their kid to a prep school because where they were going, where he wanted to go, they said, hey, we want to bring him. We want to have like 6 scholarships because we have all these dudes from the COVID years coming back. We have dudes transferring in. So it was less opportunities for some high school kids that were kind of like fringe bubble guys, I think.
And I would like to say, in the kicking point, let alone all those, like I assume those dudes are playing 8-year good dudes. Like, hey, we got and you're able to do it. So like you do what you got to do. Every Australian that I've met, except for one that I haven't met, but damn near every Australian that I've met in the punting world, great people. Mm-hmm. Like,
the best.
Hard work, so it's like a hard conversation to have. I just wish, like, when I was 17, I could have competed against a 29-year-old Australian just to see how I would have done. Because I think as a 17-year-old prick that I would have been like, the shit that I would have been saying to a grown-ass man.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been, that's how I would have viewed it. Now, I probably would have got buried. But, like, that is a real convo that's taking place. And in college now, the roster limits with the NIL and everything that's taking place and the salary caps that are going to be put into place, how much money, 20 million, 10 million, whatever it is, I guess that's going to cause to the elimination of walk-ons is the fear, which is where the Kirby Smart, Lane Kiffin thing came about. As opposed to just like eliminating walk-ons, they're thinking that the things that are going to be put in place are probably going to end up kind of changing that. It's like we're in the middle of a wild time right now.
Yeah. Portal on top of it. Like,
and there's
you
no
a high
free
school
agency.
kid?
There's no free agency period either.
Mm-hmm.
So like you enter the portal and then there's 3,000 people in there.
Yeah.
And it's like,
well, and if you're good, if your team's really good or really bad, you're going to lose dudes. Like, especially if you're really bad, like you're going to lose. Any of your good players are going to get picked and go somewhere else.
The self-recruiting every year that gets added into this, like obviously you guys paid $70 to become college football coaches.
Yeah, I love it.
We're in it.
Love it.
You losing a lot of your guys? You got a pretty good culture.
We got. I spread the rock around. And look, whoever's in there, I'm gonna get the production out of them. We're gonna win. They're gonna go to the league.
Yeah, but are you telling the truth in recruiting, or are you telling them, because that could probably save yourself some problems coming at the end of the season if you're telling the truth as opposed to lying to these kids?
Yeah, I only auto recruit. So 4 and 5 stars, that's the only people I really talk to, and I tell them the truth.
Zito just told me that you guys paid a lot more than $70 to do this too.
Yeah, $88.99.
Yep, I got the $10
Needed
discount.
The 3-day early access.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. Not even a question. Didn't even think about it twice.
AJ, these dudes are paying for a job. These dudes are paying for a job.
So what do you mean you recruit? Like, is there like
you familiar with what recruiting is? It's the lifeblood of college football.
Are you controlling them? Are you controlling your dude? Like you walk in high school hallways?
You're goddamn right. I'm pounding the pavement in every state in the United States, and I'm finding my boys who understand, hey, listen, we run the football here. We play defense. All right? If you don't like it, then get the fuck out of here. I got nothing for you. And then, I send the house at them. I offer them a scholarship, and then we wait. And then, a couple weeks later, we either hit them with a soft pitch or a hard pitch. Say, you want to go to Notre Dame and fucking sit on your ass? Okay, you won't you want to come to Iowa City? Fucking be a star? Mm-hmm. Sounds good.
2 weeks? How long is 2 weeks? Like in this game?
Well, so you're recruiting before you play your game that week, and then you're going to the next week. So, I mean, the game itself.
And then you guys aren't even playing the games.
I played the game.
No, you're playing.
AJ, they're not even playing games. They can say, I want to play pivotal moments or 2-minute drill.
Whoa.
No,
that's nobody on this team.
I was going to say, we're playing full games out here.
Playing defense. Kicking the ball.
That's not what I heard.
Well, I don't know. I mean, you already talked to someone who's already out on the game. I feel as though the back room maybe might be playing the game in one way. We are out, Ty and I are out here walking into homes, recruiting, and then what are we doing? We're putting our fucking helmets on, we're spinning the pill, and we're rushing the quarterback.
Yeah. I'm game planning while they're on the road.
Well, you're auto
chasing these slap dicks around.
Yeah, but do you know if the AI has the same messaging that you want to have to your boys?
Exactly.
Like, do you know that?
Just get the groceries in here. I'll make it work. All right. Now my quarterback, I gotta find a replacement for Shador. But outside of that, I can figure it out.
How's Shador doing? You had 9 turnovers, right?
Well, it wasn't him. It was a bunch of fumbles, hit sticks.
9 fumbles?
No, I threw a couple picks. I'm not gonna lie. I put it. I try to squeeze tight windows.
Yeah. Shador.
Hey, Utah, that defense. Woo.
Yeah, they fly around.
Yeah, we fly around.
Was it in Utah or in Colorado that game? Tough to win in Utah.
This was Big 12 championship. I think that was in Boulder.
Yeah, the regular season games in Colorado.
Yeah.
So you were actually playing?
No, we weren't playing against each other.
No, we weren't playing. These are our own seasons.
Okay, you just so happen to play each other, same schools played last night.
Rivalry week, Battle of the Rockies.
He had a 2-point game. I had a 1-point game. So,
Can you just play and not deal with all of the rest of it?
Yeah, if you want your program to go to shit.
Yeah, you do got to be diligent.
I guess I can't then.
Bro, this is like a fantasy football league.
I got to become a coach. I have to become a college coach if I just want to play one game. If I want to have a team that's any good, I guess.
You got to pay $90 first.
Well, you can also just do, like quick play and just play with whatever team you want. But we're fucking trying to build dynasties here, okay? We're trying to build legacies, my friend. That's what it's all about.
I'm just like Devontae. I'm chasing greatness, brother. I ain't going after one title. I'm going after Saban.
Devontae came out in a couple different podcasts and talked about how Jordan. He didn't know. He He didn't know Jordan Love was going to be like this.
Yeah.
He thought there was a chance, an opportunity, he had no idea. Doesn't say he regretted going to the Raiders, but he did say that's a part of the entire conversation for him to decide to leave the Green Bay Packers. Feels like everybody's seeing the same thing with Jordan Love.
Yeah, I think so. Well, I mean, we'll see, but as of right now, and then someone mentioned something about his contract yesterday, and he just, boom, shut it down right away. I'm not talking about that right now. But I'm very, very hopeful something's going to get done, but we'll see. My expectations going into this year are very, very high.
Okay, let's talk about expectations. First day of the NFL season here. Houston Texans have checked into training camp. First team to officially do so. Ty, who's winning the Super Bowl this year?
I'm going to go with the Chiefs over the Packers.
Whoa.
Losing.
Yeah.
You got the Chiefs making a three-peat. Packers win the NFC. Congrats, Jordan Love. First NFC championship.
Huge.
It's a big deal.
Yeah.
Is he going to play similar to how he played at the end of the year?
I think so. Yeah. I think he's going to be very, very good this year. We'll see, maybe even in MVP conversations, but they're still, I would assume they're still the youngest team in the NFL. So, and you never know. I mean, new defensive coordinator, a bunch of new pieces. The team's going to look fairly different this year than it did last year, but I think they're going to build on what they did last year, and I do expect them to. I mean, I'm picking them to go to the Super Bowl. I don't think they're going to win because I do think the Chiefs are just inevitable, and until I actually see them get beat in the playoffs,
big moment.
Yeah, exactly. I got to ride with them.
Patrick Mahomes has a TV in his dorm room now. Connor, who are you picking to win the Super Bowl, pal?
I'm going to go ahead and take the MVP of the league, the New York Football Jets, and Aaron Rodgers beating the Detroit Lions.
In the Super Bowl?
In the Super Bowl, yeah, I am.
Jets over Lions.
Yeah.
Aaron
Absolutely.
Rodgers all the way back.
All the way back. I mean, if they stay healthy, and granted you could say this for any fucking team, but if they do actually stay healthy, Mike Williams, Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, they reloaded the whole entire offensive line. Everyone thinks Rodgers is just some big, dumb, hippie fuck. But in reality, he is the greatest ball thrower in the history of the NFL. And I genuinely do think he'll win the MVP, just like a spiteful year, just like COVID, and they will figure it out. They got one of, if not the best defense in the entire NFL. And then you just look at the Lions. They've just built every year, and I'm a huge MCDC believer. I know Foxy was bumping his gums about players getting injured on his own team this morning, which didn't make much sense to me, but I do believe in what they got built over there, and I think Jahmyr Gibbs, too. Like, he takes a step. Montgomery's still there. Amon-Ra's still there.
Who's offense coordinator?
Ben Johnson's still there.
Bingo.
Laporta,
another year. Like, it just
Jared
Goof.
Jared Goff. It's no longer that.
Excuse me. Yeah,
that's you just picked them to go to the Super Bowl.
Old habits die hard, and that's another reason why I think they're going to go. It's just like the stars are aligning for these poopy franchises to finally make a run, and that's why I do think it'll be Jets over Lions.
On your last point there, Jets Lions Super Bowl. Could you imagine saying that 5 years ago?
No.
Never.
If you said something like that, you get locked up.
Not anymore. Now it's just a prediction.
I mean, look.
Plus 22 hunch is what the Jets are.
Lions are, they're ahead of the Eagles. Or, excuse me, tied with the Eagles.
Yeah, ahead of the Bills.
Yeah, well, I think the Bills should be like plus 4,000, but that's just
yeah, well, you're a Patriots fan. But you picking in the division, picking the Jets, wild move. Excited to see how it works out. Let's go to Darius J. Butler. Your prediction for the Super Bowl on this first day of the NFL season as the Houston Texans officially report the training camp.
Well, I was all in on Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, Travis Kelce, the boys, Spags still over there. Till he came out, he's got the TV. He's got the TV now, so he's never had a TV before. Coming off back-to-back Super Bowls, you throw the TV in. We got Kelce, dancing. He's at concert.
He always
doing
does
this thing.
He's in love.
He always does. He's in love. He's a better person.
I hope this doesn't make the Patrick Mahomes hype video once he wins another Super Bowl inevitably. But we'll go with the Philadelphia Eagles. We fell off bad last year. They obviously signed Saquon. He'll be motivated defensively. They got to figure some shit out. But I'm going to go with the Eagles over the Baltimore Ravens, who get over the hump and beat the Chiefs in the AFC Championship.
Wow. I like the pick. Could you imagine Saquon, Derrick Henry, Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson, Sirianni, Harbaugh?
What?
Here we go. That football will be.
Oh, yeah.
Boom.
Grinding pot.
And we will have some real football. I like the pick. And Patrick knows, whenever he comes out and says first time ever doing something after having all the success that he's had, people are going to react to it. He's Patrick Mahomes. You like the Philadelphia Eagles. You like the Chiefs. You like the Jets. AJ Hawk, who do you like?
I haven't given it too much thought, but I tell you what, Conman almost made me change my mind how he sold the Jets. He really did. That was, it's interesting to think about.
Well, you're with the quarterback. How's Aaron feeling? Yeah.
I think Aaron absolutely will be all the way back. I have no idea what the rest of the squad would look like. I know their defense is going to be great, and they have studs. Yeah, I like what the Jets are doing, but no, I'm going Ravens-Niners. I think the Ravens find a way. They win it all. Boom. Niners get back there. I love what the Niners have. I love their team. They could definitely win it too, but give me the Ravens. Patrick Ricard and Derrick Henry, are you kidding me? When you need a yard, good luck.
Yeah,
good luck stopping them.
Fourth quarter, like
it gets cold. It gets cold, and you're on the road, or you're playing late in December, January, into February. Are you kidding me with those guys in the backfield?
Yeah, you're A.J. Hawk, middle linebacker, all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, and whenever you point out, like, hey, when it gets cold and there's some meat back there, and it's fourth quarter and you're tired and exhausted and they're just running right downhill at you, that's like not only obviously a physical check, mental check too. And that's their team's makeup. That's what they're going to be out there.
Oh, yeah. And their defense flies around. Yeah, Hamilton's going to turn the ball over a million times on defense. Like,
I forgot about Hamilton.
They have studs all over the place, man.
How did I forget about Hamilton?
Oh, yeah.
Hamilton, the guy.
Lost Queen.
Roquan.
Yeah.
Lost the coordinator, too.
Lost one.
Mike McDonald.
Oh,
Yep.
They did.
This was the Seahawks.
Yeah.
All right, good work, boys. Let's get the hell out
What
of
do
here.
you got?
Yeah.
I don't think I'm making
We knew it. We knew it.
You guys are pundits, analysts. I'm just a host.
You guys account for the Super Bowl logo colors.
What are they?
That top right up there.
Right there, like
Chiefs.
lime green and red.
It could have a Raven look.
Ooh, I don't know.
That gold.
There's some yellow. It kind of looks like Chiefs Packers.
They did say last year it kind of changed because there was purple last year.
Where is it?
That was
New
T
Orleans?
Swift,
Where is it?
Yeah, New Orleans.
Saints logo.
I like Chiefs is the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Just know that.
Yeah.
Who they
Now,
beat?
is
Who
it
they
against the Eagles or the Lions? I don't know. But I think that's.
So Niners just fucking dead in the water, huh? Missed a shot.
I think Niners win within the next 3 years.
10 years.
3 years.
15.
3 years. I think it happens. I think it's happening. You watch that receivers, and you think about the Niners. It's like there's always something, just feels like it. I still think the Niners obviously phenomenal. Niners are making the Super Bowl. Give me the top two. Chiefs beat the Niners. Come on, I just saw Fred. I just saw Fred flying
Fred
over.
Warner Roman, yeah.
It literally in my head, I saw Fred Warner just flying, and then Bosa's going to be all the way back, right? Because he's not going to hold out. So if you got Bosa, Fred, and then Oos, right?
Is Greenlaw back?
He tore. They're saying he's probably gonna be out most of the year just because
Really, most of the year.
When the injury happened.
Yeah.
Man, he's
but they did sign somebody to replace him. I forget who it was. Was it?
How about me just going chalk?
Oh, Devondre Campbell.
Devondre Campbell. Yeah,
Devondre Campbell now.
Okay.
And then Kendricks was going to go, but then he backed out.
Chiefs 9 are so easy to pick, obviously, because we've seen them do it. But it's like that NFC side, I think, there's a little dancing. And then you think about the Ravens are geared up for it. They were what? Quarter of a yard?
Yeah.
Patriots have
They
the
were
worst
so
odds.
good.
The Ravens were a quarter of a yard?
Wild.
A punch out?
They run the ball a little more, too.
How do the Patriots have worse odds than, Carolina?
They don't.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, they do. They have the worst odds.
Look.
Oh, Jesus
Check it out.
Christ. I thought it was all 20,000. That makes no sense.
Patriots are the
Good value.
What? Yeah, they're the
That's a
last.
value pick. That's a value pick.
I guess.
Wow, you guys suck.
You know who else was last year?
Who's that?
Houston Texans.
Do you know what they did?
What'd they do?
They went on a run. I'll tell you what, though, C.J. Stroud didn't win the Super Bowl or the MVP this year. Bust.
I mean, it's a down year for sure.
Isn't it crazy?
That
That's
is.
how they're going to talk about it.
I mean, they are loaded.
He didn't throw a pick for 12 weeks or something, 11 weeks, whatever it was. He didn't throw a pick. They're going to be judging him against last year every single week, and CJ will be able to handle it. CJ's a dog. You do what you got to do. But the way they're going to talk about that team if they have any struggle, I mean, it's going to be wild because what they did last year was so absurd.
Yeah,
that came out of nowhere. That is not how. D'Amico gets another year in that building too, another year of culture building. I mean, there's a whole nother.
Diggs, Mixon.
Yeah. Texans could.
That's when it gets real, though. That's when you find out who they are. Like, hey, how do you handle winning? Like, it's a lot tougher than handling losing. I think. How does your team respond when everyone expects you to win now?
Agree. They just became a wagon overnight.
Yeah.
And welcome to your second year, CJ. Like you're a wagon, second year. Better make the Super Bowl. That's kind of like Patrick Mahomes that started.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes, like year 4, it was like, this guy's great. Is he going to be Tom Brady or not? He better win this game. It's like he's in his third year, and what are we even thinking about? And then now, him showing up on TV. This is just him saying, "I don't have any superstitions." Doesn't matter.
Good for him.
Yeah. Also, it's like, hey, I know this shit so well. I used to have to bury my head in the playbook. Guess what? I fucking don't anymore.
Yeah, I'm drawing up the plays for Andy now.
Yeah.
Chiefs is still the Chiefs is how I feel.
Yeah.
The NFC side, awesome. Ravens, sweet. Colts, obviously going to make a deep run. Thank you, AJ. I like that. I like the obvious.
They are good. Honestly, I think they're going to surprise some people, especially if, AR can stay healthy.
What's the over-under for wins for the Indianapolis Colts? Do we know?
7.5, I think.
Okay.
Didn't get a bigger hammer.
You taking the under?
What?
No, you're taking the over.
Shane Steichen's calling plays?
I would take the over. I would honestly take the over.
I'd look out for those Titans.
Had a good offseason.
They did. Will Levis also could be a guy.
Exactly.
Will Levis could be a guy.
Calvin
Saw some
Ridley.
moments of it all. They fire Vrabel. You think to yourself, this is a dumb team.
Yeah.
And then they start piecing things together. It's like, wait a minute. This team actually they just want to go a different direction. Good luck to the Tennessee Titans. Don't look now, AFC South might be the toughest division in the entire NFL. I mean, nobody's going to talk about it, but there's a chance AFC South is the toughest division in football. What are you going to say about seeing Vrabel? I see him run around on the practice field for the Cleveland Browns.
Oh, yeah, he's going to bring some grit and some toughness there. I saw him do karaoke out at the American Century Championship. He killed it, as always.
What'd he sing?
It was like a group song. I forget. Honestly, I don't know what they say now.
Did you do karaoke?
I went and I observed.
So they don't force you to do it? It isn't one of those like rituals?
No, you got to it's like legit where the real band, they learn the songs for him and everything. People get up and perform. Yeah, Brett Baer, he killed it. Blake Griffin and Chandler Parsons did a little duet. They killed it. It was fun. And Travis Kelce won. He took the trophy home.
Well, of course. That's what Travis Kelce does. Travis Kelce performed what song?
Honestly, I don't know. I forget now. He killed it though. No, it was good. It wasn't that, but it was whatever. I told him afterwards, like, man, like me and my brother are standing there watching. We gave him a ton of credit. That dude, he didn't dip his toes in. He went all in. Like he was performing. He was acting out different parts of the song. Like he killed it.
So obviously, we don't want to speak for anybody.
Sure.
But I assume whenever you're dating like Greatest Showman,
Yeah, it's not fair, kind of.
I wonder if she went through some steps for him.
Probably.
Trickle down. There's probably a little trickle down too, just from watching her.
Osmosis.
Mm-hmm.
He's been in that tent so many times watching her do her thing. He's thinking to himself, if I ever have to do anything, I'm gonna do that little sliding knee thing right there.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna do that move.
It's kind of cheating.
Oh, that's how I hold the mic. That's what I do. Oh, yeah, he's got all the little tricks.
And he crushed it.
Killed it because he like I said, he didn't tiptoe in there. He jumped full bore.
He's been the same person throughout this entire thing. Nobody's talking
Which
about it.
nobody else could do that. There's nobody else that could be.
No, him going on that stage, just being completely like raw, like going all in, in front of a big group of people. A lot of people potentially start to get a little bit more guarded, a little bit more of this. It's like Travis Kelce has remained Travis Kelce through this entire thing. And that's why we've said from the beginning, this is the one.
That's right.
This is awesome. I'm happy for them. I'm happy he won. I'm happy he put on a show. Sounds like the American Century was awesome.
Yeah, the whole thing, top to bottom was awesome.
I'm pretty pumped that I have bruises all over my feet.
Yeah.
My toes, like the tips of my toes are all like bruised and like, blistered.
Okay, so that's what I got during the not real round. Yeah. What was that last year?
Yeah,
the Pro-Am.
Pro-Am.
Look at JD and the boys.
Yeah, great people. Great people are there. I got, the Jack Daniel boys. Yeah, I got every toe got bruised because my shoes weren't the proper size and I didn't walk golf courses because I'm not a psycho. So when you get out to Tahoe and you got to walk 8 miles through mountains and your feet are sliding around, I had blisters on the back, bruises on every single toe. And that's just to start the golf. Thing starts tomorrow morning.
Yeah, bingo. Then the real golf
Great.
starts.
This is great news. My feet have never been more miserable than last year at the American Century. That's golf, baby.
We're more happy this year.
AJ has some fire shoes.
He always does.
Golf shoes. Dre's, clean, east side golf top.
Oh, yeah.
And you see how
killed it.
I love the east side stuff.
Yeah, good stuff. Good fit.
Fits well. Yeah, fits well. It's good stretch, good fit. Oh, no.
Bang. Ooh. Ooh.
Oh.
Colts over-unders 8.5.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh.
Even better.
Yeah, we're going to be above 500. Shane Steichen.
Who has the lowest?
Probably the Patriots. Yeah, probably the Patriots.
What? How many?
3.5 maybe?
No.
I mean, probably. I believe they have the hardest schedule.
If
4.5.
If this goes in, Patriots are going to go over.
All right.
Here we go.
For Drake May!
Oh.
That was in.
Guess not.
Is that like a career thing or season?
No, just season.
Oh, okay.
Just over in general. Like,
This is for his drunk uncle surviving an entire year.
no chance. Oh. He lives.
Don't you speak on
The man lives.
I can't wait. Just because we saw his uncle hammered drunk walking through a lobby on the night before the draft, that is just how, talking shit to me, that's just how I'm going to talk about the May family forever.
Yeah. I feel so good about it. I'll be honest.
Dude, him talking shit, dad who his dad is, brothers who they are, the way he operates, I think it's like, this is a dude.
Way the draft went. Like, obviously, and we talked about this because the Colts did the same thing. Like, when you sign your own players and people think your team sucks, which, they won 4 games last year. They did suck. But when you sign the players that are actual, like, dudes, like, it's sweet as a fan of that team, but no one else really gets that unless they're good. Which
is Judon holding out, Matt?
No. He was at camp, but he does want another deal.
Gonzo coming back. He was a dog as a rookie, and obviously you got Brissett there too. Until May is ready. Them having the longest odds shocked. I didn't expect that.
They do have the toughest schedule, I believe.
I mean, what does that mean, though?
Yeah,
what does that mean?
I mean, I think they play like I don't know if we play the AFC.
We don't know who's going to be great
think about
this year,
going
though.
think about going into last year. People had Houston Texans on their schedule. They're like, well, that's a dumpster.
Yeah, exactly.
And then all of a sudden, that team's really good.
Well, and that's what I mean. Like, sure, they have the longest odds now, but like, if Drake, like, what happens if it's a Charger situation where Drake May is just forced into the game and then he runs over a linebacker, knocks him out, and it's like, oh holy shit. This guy's a fucking absolute.
And what you're referring to is Justin Herbert. Tyrod Taylor was the starting quarterback for the Los Angeles Chargers. They were about to play the Kansas City Chiefs week 4 or 5, I forget what it was. And a doctor stuck a golf tee into Tyrod Taylor's lung.
Yes.
And punctured his lung.
Correct.
Trying to give him a shot. And that was 15 minutes before the game because the shot was only good for like 4 hours. So they were trying to wait for as close to game time to give the shot. Shot ends up puncturing lung, which I guess is an outcome that could happen. It did happen. Doesn't happen anywhere else. Happened there. And then Justin Herbert, people in the huddle didn't even know that Justin Herbert was starting until he jogged on the field for the first play. And they're like, what are you doing? They're like, well, Tyrod Taylor got a golf tee shoved through his lung just about 5 minutes ago. And then in like first play or second play, he rolls out to his right, runs down the sideline. Somebody's coming, lowers his shoulder, carts.
Yeah.
Defense. They bring a concussion, cart that guy, and everybody in Los Angeles was like, we got a guy.
Yeah.
And Tyrod Taylor never saw the field again.
No.
Because for the Los Angeles Chargers there. He would then go to the Giants, and it'd be a whole thing. But like what Herbert got thrown into and the way he handled it was awesome. But then what if the Chargers? Nah, they can't. Everybody's saying they can't.
No.
They got
They're going to be better.
Sure they can.
They'll be better.
Wait, whose division are they?
I like Harbaugh.
I mean, you got a franchise quarterback.
They're going to be better. They're definitely going to be better.
And Jesse Minter. We talking about Wink going, being DC for Michigan. We watched that defense back-to-back weeks in the playoffs last
good.
Yeah.
It's a fucking men's league.
AJ, how about Wink going to Michigan? And I know you're an Ohio State guy. I got a couple of messages from people from Ohio State for what we were talking about yesterday where we said, what if Ohio State loses to Michigan this year?
Mm-hmm.
With new head coach, loses court, like that's with this year being the most talented roster, you got Urban Meyer and Tressel coming out saying, yeah, damn, I wish I had this roster. This is the best team ever. Those guys obviously both won national championships with Ohio State. They're like, this is the best team of all time. And then what's Michigan? Well, Michigan, they've lost their entire team. They won the national championship. They got a new head coach. It's like that Michigan team, Wink Martindale being their DC, that's a big deal. I think that is a massive deal up there in Michigan. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a huge deal. And like D-Butt said, we got to see that defense play in person 2 weeks in a row. And I mean, I still tell people about how physical they were, how like gap sound, the fundamentals. Like they seem like they were coached up the right way. And obviously, we know Wink is the guy that will hold dudes accountable and he'll attack people. Like it'll be fun to watch.
Well, and how about Sharon, who just he huddled and shifted the Bama team just into complete confusion.
Yeah.
And having Saban told us it was the first team we played against a team that came out of the huddle. And it's like, guys didn't even know what to do when they're coming out of the huddle.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden shift, and then we got a drag wide open touchdown in the Rose Bowl right in front of our face. It's like, Sharon was a massive piece of that entire thing.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so it's like, I don't know. Not a lot of chatter about the old maize and blue, I believe is what they decide to call it, their colors.
I mean, but that whole Oregon's going to be fucking nasty.
How about Knight just saying you got whatever you want?
That's right, and now they're in the Big Ten.
Dan McIntosh, the head coach of Oregon, gets a blank check from Phil Knight. And he just said, whatever you need, dude, just do whatever you got to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to help.
Yeah.
Because they used to have the advantage with Nike being there. So, like, back in our day,
Oh, yeah.
Guys would look at the pictures of what Oregon's locker room looked like. And they're like, you get free what from Nike if you go to Oregon? Everything. You get free all the new shoes.
Look at all the gloves. Look, they get as many gloves as they want. Like that's what we would always.
This guy's got 4 different helmets. He's got 14 different jerseys. Look at the cleats. It's like that was the NIL benefit before money was allowed to be given out. And now Phil Knight heard from Lanning, like, they don't want the shoes anymore? We'll give them the shoes? Like, nah, these guys just want bags of money. All right, fuck it. We'll give them Nike bags of money then. All right. We'll just open up those McDonald's bags that what's-his-face was using.
With Bill and
Jeremy Pruitt.
Jeremy Pruitt down in Tennessee was using just those with Nike bags. Now they're making Crown Royal bags with Nike checks on them, just with cash in them and just dropping them off for people. Oregon's going to be all the way back. Then you think about what the Big Ten is all of a sudden.
Exactly.
It's like, wait a minute. And then the SEC, I like that everybody's just taking aim at Texas. Isn't that kind of happening right now?
Yeah.
Feels like all the SEC folks are like, these Texas teams think that they're just going to be able. This ain't the Big 12, okay? This ain't the Big 12. And they're like, you don't just have a team just wandering in on a weekend. This is the SEC right now. It's like, what if Texas does go in there?
Well, that's what Texas is saying. Like, oh, yeah, because we went into Alabama last year and fucking dominated them. So I think we'll be just okay. And we're returning a lot of guys.
And our D-line averages 397 pounds.
Yeah, a lot of
They
big.
all run 4.2s. How about how big they were? That team that Sark put together?
Oh, watching them in warm-ups. I'm like, who are these guys? They were so like even dudes that are in the 3 deep looked like they looked like all pros. It was crazy.
You talk about us at that Rose Bowl game getting to see Michigan. Yep. I completely forgot about that Texas-Alabama game that we were in.
Oh, yeah.
It's like that was the first thing we all noticed was the size of Texas. Like I think
Oklahoma, too.
Oklahoma
at
game
the Cotton Bowl, Oklahoma was fucking huge.
They were
huge. It's like I think that is the game. Now I know you guys are recruiting on the game.
Oh yeah, need beef.
Yeah.
Big speed is all.
Yeah.
I mean that is college football seemingly.
Number one recruit I went after was a left tackle.
Guys are getting bigger. See, that's not what I'm talking about.
What are you talking about? Beef.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like in positions where athleticism. Not that left tackle's not
like
left tackle.
Edge rushers. Edge rushers are so big and long now in college.
Who knows?
Think about the.
Could be.
They had those 2 D tackles. Who were the 2 D tackles?
Sweat.
Yep.
And
Worthy.
Was it? It might have been Campbell. 93, I thought.
I remember.
Fucking like the biggest human being I've ever seen in my entire life.
We walk by, we sit down there doing D-line drills, and we just go, did we know these fucking things were on this? Did we know that this existed on this team? And then lo and behold, Texas would do their thing to Bama that day, have a blast. What's going to happen with Arch Manning?
He's playing. I think at some
Quinn's
point.
like the guy, right? And Quinn like the guy. Quinn's going to be an NFL guy right after this year. They're talking
Heisman candidate. Yeah.
Very, very, very good. So Arch is next year then. That's what everybody's just expecting.
I don't know. I'm praying Arch plays. I like Quinn Ewers. There's nothing against him. I mean, a guy used to have a mullet. It's not like I hate Quinn Ewers.
Is there a mullet championship going on?
Yeah, mullet championship for Jared Allen's foundation. I believe the registration just closed. But I think it's starting up like round 1, round 2 coming up here soon.
Good luck to all the mullet championship competitors, AJ.
Hell yeah.
Maybe AJ's trying to get in there with his new hair.
Should be.
New look.
Jared Allen, he's still rocking a sweet mullet, I'd imagine.
I assume. Yeah, he's on a horse.
Fucking
He's the man.
legend.
He's the best.
Yeah.
How about him riding a horse on turf doing his Ring of Honor thing?
Yeah, and then his retirement.
Yeah.
Yeah. He'd ride off into the sunset.
Oh, yeah. On the ranch.
On the ranch, yeah.
That's awesome. You seen the mole yet?
No, I have not.
Did you watch season 1 or are you talking just season 2? I haven't watched any.
I've not seen season 1. I've not seen season 1. I've only seen season 1.
I'll watch season 2 when I do watch.
Me too.
Season 1's great.
Better than season 2?
I still haven't finished season 2. I'll probably get to do that tonight. Season 1 is very good, though.
You locked in on who the mole is right now? How many episodes you got left?
So I watched the first batch, and then it's 5. It was 5. They did 5 and 5, right?
I don't know. Yeah, I think it's 10 altogether.
Okay, yeah. So I still have 5 to go. I have some suspicions. We talked about them the other day. I think we're kind of
They really take you on a ride. That's a good show.
Yeah.
Netflix does well with those.
Oh, yeah.
Squid Games, obviously that one. Is It Cake?
Yep.
That's a good show.
Yeah.
Last Chance.
And the mole is like, it's real people. It's not like actors.
Correct.
Okay.
They go to like a sick place.
I think they're in Malaysia.
Malaysia. They're traveling around Malaysia. Like these, you're learning about. I would like to take a trip to Malaysia. Seems like it's probably forever away. Would have to probably do a lot of things to get there.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful scenery, though. They got them running. It's a good. Netflix does well with those shows.
Yeah.
Once again, those people are making no money.
No.
Okay, because they're getting an opportunity to be on said show. But then if you can kind of propel off of that to make your own money. That's kind of the setup for these reality things.
Yeah.
I like those game shows a lot.
Oh, yeah.
I like them a lot.
Mr. Beast is still one.
Yeah, and with
YouTube,
all the tubers.
Creators, yeah.
I think that's going to be great. Have you ever seen The Circle?
Circle's classic.
Netflix hits
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
high clip.
They know what they're doing.
Have you ever seen any of these, AJ? You seen The Circle?
Not The Circle. No, I have not. What is The Circle?
Circle's like it's like a social media game pretty much where you're only conversating with people through messaging apps, and there's like catfishing people and everything like that. You vote people out.
Oh yeah, I did.
It's a good show. It's a good
I
show.
think you're talking about the square, the shape comes at you, and you got to try to contort your body to get through the shape.
Okay.
Hole in the wall. You're talking about.
There we go. Come on now.
You take some mushrooms, sit down, watch Hole in the Wall. You're gonna have one of the greatest nights of your life that you will remember forever. I'm living proof of that.
Mm-hmm.
I spent 3 hours watching Hole in the Wall on some mushrooms one night in Morgantown, West Virginia, and boy, I don't think I've ever cried that much from laughing ever, and I don't know if I ever will. Those producers were bad people.
Oh, yeah.
Those producers were bad people.
And
for what
smart.
they did. This was the first episode. It got me hooked.
This is all I've seen of it. This is all I've seen.
That was the first. That was the first episode that I saw.
She almost gets
Giving good effort.
Almost gets it.
She almost had it. Oh. Oh no, there's water.
Cyberbullying.
You don't want to end up in that water. You don't want to. And I appreciate.
That was the first contestant.
That was my first episode watching. Like that. That was. I just happened upon it. Sat down. Booms are starting to kick in, and then I see this lady, and I've never seen the show before in my life. And I see that wall get unveiled, and I'm just...
Her face when she saw the shade.
There was real money on the line. She should have been suing. There was competitive disadvantage times a thousand. They picked for her to lose.
Oh, yeah.
Much.
I mean...
She was pretty
What are we
confident there.
doing, man? Come on.
What?
Because there's
I
some
thought she had
talent.
it.
There's some real talent. There were some people on that game show who like
They
did
got
some,
it done.
some
Yeah.
like sweet, and the wall like went around them, and they survived. It was like, damn, that was a good play. That was a really good play. And then there was somewhere it was like this big, and you would just get people like standing like this, and just boom, wall just launched in. We don't like this guy. Get him out. That lady had no shot.
No.
I didn't leave the house. I think that was a good move. You leave the house and those things, you never know what's going to happen.
That's right.
So shout out to Hole in the Wall. The show's dead. I don't know where it's at. They should bring that back.
Shit, Netflix.
Yes.
Yeah, it's on you.
American Gladiators should be brought back. Minute to Win It should be brought back. Global Guts should be brought back.
Yeah.
What's the Purple Barracudas?
Ooh, Legends of the Hidden Temple.
That should be brought back.
Yeah.
Got a lot of opportunity.
Wow.
You guys watch Fear Factor?
I did watch
a little bit.
I did watch Fear Factor.
Mm-hmm.
Rogan was good on
Had
it.
a good run.
He was good. It had enough spice and pizzazz.
Oh, yeah.
But also understood that what was happening was absurd.
Yep.
It was good. He was a good host on that show. Did you watch it?
Yeah, watch that.
Did you want to participate on it?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, me neither.
Never.
Never, not one.
Spiders, snakes, roaches.
Drinking bull semen stuff.
Yeah.
No one's doing that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to drink dong water, but like, how about when they put people underwater?
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'm not a big, like, hey, go to
Or
a
the
place.
snakes on top of you. They put snakes on top of you in a thing. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, there's some you get in there, you fill out a questionnaire, like, what are you scared of? And then you got to play the game.
Yeah.
And, like, lie there.
Mm-hmm.
But then what you're lying about is they're going to put you in.
You got to say nothing. I'm not scared of anything.
And then they're like, all right, we got snakes underwater. You can't breathe. 2 minutes. Do you want $10,000 from that?
Eating bull nuts.
If you want a good show, Deal or No Deal Island was really good.
I didn't see that.
It just wrapped up.
Was Howie host? Who was host of that?
It's someone else, but Howie
doubt.
does pop in at one point.
Howie Mandel, hell of a run.
Yeah.
He's still in America's Got
Was that
Talent.
Manganello? Wasn't it Joe?
Joe Manganiello.
Yeah, it was recently single, I believe.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh man, jacked, Pison. Love that. All right, let's get the hell out of here. What a day. Tomorrow will be better.
Oh, yeah. Tomorrow's going to be great.
Definitely.
Open starts tomorrow.
Holy shit, golf's on tomorrow.
Yeah.
Roll chain.
Yeah.
That's
Will that
right.
be super early for us? Like, we'll be like at 3 Eastern a.m.? Like, what's the
Yeah.
time change like?
Yeah, 6 hours ahead is that
Although
Good.
I want to say, I think Tig tees off at like 8:30 maybe, 9
a.m.?
Eastern. Yeah.
That's perfect.
Sweet.
But yeah, I know Rory goes off at like 3:30 a.m.
Yeah,
or something like that.
1:35 a.m.
Oh, Rory's back?
What's that, Gumps?
Played good last week.
Yeah, he was in it.
Coverage starts tomorrow. USA and NBC. I like that USA has become just like a sports channel.
Yeah.
For NBC. It's become their kind of thing. And also Monday Night Raw. Used to have, guy who's in jail right now who I legitimately miss in my life. What was his name?
Todd Chrisley.
Oh.
America needs the Chrisleys back.
Yeah.
Can we get that guy out of jail?
One of them was back last night.
What?
Yep.
Who?
The daughter, I believe.
Really? She was at the game?
Not the game.
All right, Gumps. Sounds like Gumps saw something. AJ, you probably know. Sounds like you know.
In the game.
No.
What you're doing.
Gump's being all coy about it. What's he doing? He makes us think something's wrong.
Yeah, anytime Gump says something, though, there is a second meaning behind it. And I like the Chrisley family. I got a chance to meet him on the street one time.
Oh, yeah. Natty in New Orleans.
After the Natty, yeah, they were all.
That was the Burrow Natty.
Yeah, bingo. We were running out there trying to get out, head down, and then we run into a group of people who are doing the same thing. Boom. Todd Chrisley's right. Holy shit. You do great work. Very nice to meet you. And son Chase, I think is the name. Matt Chase. Nice to meet you guys, dude. I watched a lot of TV. And then they didn't know who the hell we were. And then they got 15 steps away and oh shit, that's that. And me and Foxy were already fucking gone down the street. It was like 2 ships passing in the night, and now one of those ships is in prison.
That's right.
It's been sunk.
Damn.
IRS will get you.
They both went. I thought his wife and he went.
Yeah, did they?
Separate times, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
But I thought he got like 7 years. I thought if it's short time, they would.
And she got some long time too, I think. What was it? It was fraud, right? They were adjusting bank notes.
Tax fraud.
That's a reality
That'd be pretty
show
bad.
shit.
To get that many years, you're doing a lot.
We've done a lot of reality show conversation about how the money is never really what it seems.
Yeah.
You know, you got to. What was the mafia one? Was it Mob Wives? Is that the name of the show?
There is a Mob.
I believe you're talking about the New Jersey Housewives.
Oh yeah, the real.
But there's also. I think there was also
a show called Mob Wives. Yeah.
There was a Mob Wives show. There are a couple in jail, I think, for that, for fraud of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
Got to take care of your chickens.
That's right.
Let's get the hell out of here. Remember when D-Butt just got up and left?
I did. I
Yeah,
saw.
we showed
Quick
it.
piss.
I've had to piss since
Somebody
1:30.
Yeah, we didn't take a break.
No.
Thought the show was over an hour ago, by the way. In my head, I'm like, I think we're done. Then we had to pick our Super Bowl champions.
Yep.
Congrats to the Chiefs. Yes. Congrats to the Jets. Congrats to the
Eagles.
Congrats to the
Ravens.
And congrats to Patrick Mahomes. He's playing NCAA 2K College Football 2025 right now. He's going to be watching the Olympics 1 week from now. And he's going to be beginning a journey to a three-peat of a Lombardi that has never been done before. Could you imagine they do that? Just all the while, everything that's going on around them is happening, you know? Like everything
Not
is
shock me. Would not surprise me.
It's insane, isn't it? That they are who they are already at this standpoint.
In this time, when it's so difficult to do that right now, too, I think, with how the movement and everything and how tough it is to continue, just to go back to back is unreal.
You got to get lucky, obviously, health-wise, but like all the distractions that could be, you know, biggest ever, probably. The biggest ever distractions, potentially, with the amount of eyes. Doesn't matter. Just Ohio locked in. Patrick Mahomes, different animal. He's having another child, I believe.
Yep.
I believe him and Brittany have announced.
Oh, yeah.
Congrats. But that's a whole nother, I mean, that's just.
Yes, there you go.
Lost one of the best wide receivers in football, and I know this conversation gets some people fired up, but didn't have the greatest wide receiver room, and still just boop 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 figured it out.
Good for them. All right, I like the Chiefs. Obviously, odds-on favorite. A little bit of a boring thing. Let's get the hell out of here. Hey, what a day. Be a friend, tell a friend something. Oh, yeah, you should buy your ticket to SeatGeek. Hey, we got a big update for SeatGeek.
Oh.
Okay.
I don't know.
You can say
For
it, but
now.
it's going
We'll
to
do it
change.
tomorrow. We'll do it
It's gonna change.
This is stupid. This is, I don't
What
know.
happened?
I love SeatGeek. We love SeatGeek. If you're going to go to any live event ever, you buy your tickets through SeatGeek because they're looking out for you. They will tell you if it's a good deal or not. Like, they are very transparent. Like, hey, we have an AI that searches this is a good deal for this ticket on the internet. You should buy this, right? Because they're a secondary ticket buying platform, so they are telling the truth, and they do it. You'll never get catfished. We love SeatGeek, literally love SeatGeek. But we have come to a point in time now where the advancements of AI and the world that we're in, promo codes now, those are just getting
plucked.
Oh yeah.
Sent.
Just search them.
So they're trying to change promo codes now to keep up with the AI that are just, So you get $30 off right now. Use PMS30, your promo code at SeatGeek to buy a ticket to any event. Tickets are great gifts, because you're not just sharing a ticket and an availability to get into a live event. You're sharing a story forever. You're telling stories about this. You remember when? That's what SeatGeek provides, and we appreciate the hell out of them for that. The whole changing of the promo code every 2 days, though, because an AI caught on with, like, that's going to be difficult. I think that's going to be tough to keep up with.
Yep. Forever.
PMS 30, though, is now currently the promo code. Until told otherwise, you can get $30 off. Some restrictions apply, which I do believe is if it's less than $30.
Correct.
So shout to SeatGeek, shout to AI looking out for people, and shout to you getting $30 off right now with PMS 30. It doesn't matter if you purchased before or a brand new user, you should be. SeatGeek's the greatest. But this whole, we need to...
Let's get past it.
And we love Ian.
Love him.
Absolutely.
Ian is one of the only humans that probably had to have seen this coming with the, leverage media, started at SeatGeek, now he's leverage media. This guy's super genius whenever it comes to marketing and digital advertising and everything like that. Obviously, we're big fans of Ticket Stooge, now marketing company Stooge.
Right.
Ian. But like with the promo code game, I think across all boards, it's about to really get interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Because your phone will just tell you, hey, you want $30 off? Here it is.
It's the best code.
And it's like, that's good AI.
Yeah.
We like that AI.
Got to find our way around that, huh?
Well,
they do.
They don't.
They
Not us.
That's what I'm saying.
Those people buying
I'm
real
saying we
tickets.
as a humanity, we as people.
Yeah, it's still people.
Yeah, they're
buying.
using it.
Too many people are using the promo code.
Is what we're hearing, which is the goal, I thought.
Yeah.
But is it, like there's a whole thing going on.
We're hemorrhaging cash here, okay?
I don't think that's.
No, they didn't say that. It was my words, but.
It did feel like that's the way it was coming across.
Yes, it did.
It's like, well, you give a promo code so people use promo code, right? Yeah, but it's not the right people use it. Well, who are the?
What does that mean?
Who are the people that use it? Well, it's people that are looking for promo codes. It's like, so isn't that about to happen? Hadn't that always been? And then that only gonna? That's AI working for you.
That's right.
I think you probably even ask your friend, like, hey, how much can I? And they would just be like, well, here's
Probably an app that does it.
I think, Nick actually told us he's had the app for years. He's like, now it's even more sophisticated. It just pops up on his phone. What do you want to do? Where do you want to go? Well, you can actually get $20 off right now if you just type this in. It's like, damn, we like this AI.
Yeah.
Because all I hear about is AI that's going to take over and ruin my life. Now I'm hearing there's an AI that searches the internet and goes, we got $25 off for you. I like that.
Fighting
'Cause
back.
I paid $21 for a coffee this morning through DoorDash. That would have been fun to get maybe $15 off.
No kidding.
Pay a real price.
Yeah.
$21.
I know, it's fucking insane. It really is. I mean, listen, I'd pay $100 for a Jersey Mike sub. But when you're getting the same sub every time, and then you kind of just like, wow, if I went in there, I'd be paying like $10 for this, and I'm paying $38 every single time I order this fucking thing. And it's worth it because it's delicious, but man.
Pure laziness, and DoorDash knows it.
Yeah.
DoorDash puts it right in front of you, too. Are you sure?
You sure?
You want to pay this amount of money for this one sandwich? It's like, Express, too. Actually, I want to pay a little bit more.
Add $5.
Add $2.99.
Yeah.
I actually want a little Express. I don't want this thing taking a trip around town.
Double meat.
Can't do it. Oh, we're back, aren't we?
Oh, that was a good ball.
You did get that tall water too, by the way.
Oh yeah, for free, seemingly.
No, that's free 99. Yeah.
Yeah, they charge you for that.
That was very nice. They looked out for me like that. Play action with one ball, throw the other. Oh,
Kind of all over it.
I am. Arm sore
Back
too.
rim.
Yeah.
I got the.
And it's getting any better?
It is. Yeah, it's kind of drying up.
Yeah, it looks better.
It's drying up.
That's so weird. Like, is it the claws of like a little animal?
I don't know. No, I legitimately don't know.
Wow.
I don't know. No, you said internet's loose to figure it out. I thought the same thing. That's why I showed it on the show. Nobody. Not even a doctor's. Normally, if there's something that is potentially life-threatening, people will say like, "Hey, you should get that checked."
Yeah.
Oh, so you're good. You're good then.
Yeah.
That's why. That's how I'm viewing it. Yeah, that's why I didn't put anything on it. Fucking A. What a joke. Let's get out of here. I'm embarrassed.
Back rim first one. You're never destined. After that, you're kind of fucked.
Oh.
Coach Dutch, not much of a motivator, huh?
Yeah, he's 5'4".
He's a realist, motherfucker.
Oh my God.
5'4", 285.
And that's why we're that's why we're 11-0.
Ooh.
As a 1 seed heading to a natty.
Oh, nice.
Shouldn't have thrown that one. Why'd I throw that one?
Yeah.
Shouldn't have thrown the last. Didn't even get to enjoy it.
Yep.
Now I'm on a missing streak again. It's been a good day.
Good graveyard.
All right, we'll be back tomorrow. I'm going to go play some NCAA 2K 2005 swear.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
How about Patrick Mahomes? I got to play NCAA.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta play it.
Got to play NCAA.
Great marketing for them.
How did NCAA allow their name to just get right out of it. Begins and ends right there.
Does. I was going to say, yeah, they usually make the right decision.
All right. On that note, be a friend, tell a friend something nice. Might change your life. We're in this thing together. Team on me. Hey, we got a big show tomorrow.
Huge. Scheffler tees off at 10:10.
Team on me. Team on 3. 1, 2, 3. Team. Goodbye.